Big Zeus. Hit the beat without. Big Zeus. Pull up to the gate, 1600 on the map. Supposed to be the people's house, I make it like a trap. Marble floors and chandeliers, I'm balling through the wall. Power to the people, yeah, I gotta make that call. Trapping for the team, red and white and blue, that's me. Voices on the block, I'm breaking through, I got the keys. I'm in the lobby, yeah, I'm moving like an OG. Posted in the Oval Office in the executive suite. Signing for the fam, yeah, you know my game's strong. Freedom is the banner, and I got my chains on.
Good morning.
Secret Service watching snipers sitting on the roof. Truth is hitting all I bury.
Welcome. Good morning.
Founding father's vision, yeah, I'm flexing with this cash. Big pharma, big tech, turn these dreams to bag. I'm the voice of the hood, trying to come and storm the gates. Balance in my hand, but the system's overweight. They painted white, yeah, but the stain's running.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
It, but you know it ain't coming cheap. Legends walk these rooms, Lincoln, MLK. Now it's photo ops, power plays. All day I'm trapping for the vote.
Big Zeus.
It's the people's house.
Big Zeus. Hey, let's go. We wanna hear
the dog Zeus. We wanna hear your soul. Yeah.
Who you think they asking for? They asking for that smoke.
People the players, yeah, y'all think this is a joke. Take it back and write the code. 1600, got your soul. Put my portrait on the wall. They staring at me like I'm cold.
Greatest story ever told.
I will never ever fold. I'm trapping out the West Wing, doing deals all in the dark. Make your dreams come true.
Good morning,
all
ladies and gentlemen.
A spark, red phone ringing, but you don't know who is on my line. Got the Constitution jumping, yeah, you know I'm so divine. No stains on my kicks and the rally outside.
Yes, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. You know it. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Good morning. Let's get this show started. You know we don't got much time to do the Lord's work. All right, let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you know what time it is. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. So far, so good. Good morning. Let's go.
It's like a curse.
You know what time it is.
And I can't escape it. It's like deja vu.
It really is.
It's me, Zeus. It's deja vu when I'm running up the rest. I'm like the terminal screaming.
I'll be back.
Deja vu when I'm not hit by first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage, the tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last.
Good morning, everyone. Screaming how we made it.
This is how it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous.
True.
The algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. Got all these numbers on my splash sheet.
Happy Thursday.
Woo! And if they use my ex, then they left me. They don't give me pause.
Good morning, TFL.
I feel with my chest cause I'm in it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited.
Let's go.
Call me the master.
You have it. Here goes.
I'ma take
There it goes. There it goes.
Shit.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's last couple of days. That shit was
Keep
radical.
it clean.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Gone off the rails. Ah, you got
It's
me.
like deja vu.
They got me, ladies and gentlemen. They always get me. All right, we'll take care of that. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. No, that's not Shay. No, that's not Shay. That's someone else. That's a MAGA demon. Shay would never say anything like that, all right? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Thursday. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host. I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are once again gathered, all right? We got to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, who we all understand are truly hell-bent on destroying what we have left in terms of our democracy, and we're not going to let them, right? Now, before I get into that, let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or as some like to say, Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? It was quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media, hands down. There's nobody more honest than me. The second H is because I'm humble. Listen, if I get it wrong, which is incredibly hard and difficult to do, right? But if I do end up getting it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize, because unlike a lot of these men, no, I don't even call them any men. Like I ran into Cosmo and No Sir yesterday. I don't call these guys men. These are people trapped in grown adult bodies, but they've never matured, right? And so they're working on being masculine. Okay, great. Show us how masculine you are while you put your face in Donald Trump's dirty, disgusting diaper with chocolate around. Well, I call it chocolate because it's TikTok, but you know, all that brown stuff around your mouth. These people are sick. Right. But, you know, that's the second age. It's because I'm humble. If I get it wrong, I'll apologize. All right. And then the last and the most important age of them all, ladies and gentlemen, is because I am and will always remain what? You've guessed it, the most handsome. Good morning, Carol. Now, many of you know exactly what I do, what we do over here on this side of TikTok. What we do is spectacular. It's theatrical. It's magical. It's incredible. It's sensational. You know all of those things, right? And what we're doing is we're bringing Donald Trump's poll numbers back down to real earth, all right, reality. And what that requires us to do is to engage in meaningful dialogue, difficult conversations with probably, I would be honest, some of the most ignorant, just corrupt, sick individuals you'll ever run across. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about MAGA, all right? MAGA knows their goose is cooked, right? MAGA understands the end is near. A visual representation of the end for MAGA is this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can get it going. Let me see if we can get this going. Does this work, ladies and gentlemen? Let me see if this works. I want to make sure MAGA understands. There it is. Do you see that? You see that, MAGA? Good morning, Q Dog. Welcome back. This is MAGA. As far as I'm concerned, it's the party of Epstein. It's the pro P3DO party, the party that loves the curse of the Epstein. And these people are wicked. And you know what? I didn't want to say this, but I'll talk about it. How many of you saw me in No Sir's live yesterday? And I ran across a disgusting lady. And she knows who she is. She knows who she is. A disgusting lady who wanted to try to ambush me, you know, and you know what bothers me, ladies and gentlemen? I'll be honest with you. You want to know what really bothers me about what's going on right now? Let's see. What really bothers me is that I do these shows where I give MAGA so many opportunities to come up here. Let me see if I can get that photo up here. Let me see if I can get this photo up here. I give MAGA so many opportunities to actually come up here and defend their cult leader, and they'll never do it. So what they'll do is they'll see me putting in work when I go across the aisle, so to speak. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. You know, that's their daddy right there, ladies and gentlemen. What MAGA does is this. They'll see me going into red spaces. And when I go into red spaces, the first thing that I'll do is I'll go in and I'll plant that Democrat flag right there. And I'll say, it's either my way or we're not doing this. And they'll say, you know what? I like Big Zeus. I don't agree with Big Zeus, but I like the fact that he's willing to actually come here and lay it down. And I do lay it down. And this is, you know, I'm laying it down and I'm telling these people, especially Blaga, where they've gone wrong. I said, Blaga, what you're doing right now is the worst thing you could ever do, because you're supporting a person that doesn't give a doggone about you. And even his own followers right now are starting to come out of the fog and realize that all the promises that he made, he's not going to be able to keep them. And so I was trying to give Blaga another bit of a heads up and say, y'all better get out of this right now, because when this thing comes crashing down, you're going to be the biggest fools on the face of the earth. Because get this, you are the ones that get totally nothing out of it. You're going, and then I'm not even going to want to allow you to be around me. So that's why I said, why should I allow you to be in the Democrat Party and be around me and get all the riz that Big Zeus and the Democrats are getting? Why should we share our riz with Blaga? And so I'm in there just laying it down, and this lady comes in there, and her name is, and I don't like to do it, but I'll say it, she calls herself Awesome. She's a conservative woman, and she just thinks she's right about everything. And many of you know me. I don't like having to raise my voice. I really don't, because I think it's a sign like, okay, I'm not in control. And then you get hot, you know, at least me, I get hot and I start sweating. I'm just like, wow, this is feeling like a workout, but I'm really not working out any muscles or anything. I'm just exhausting myself with people who aren't even listening. And plus, I know when you yell at somebody, 9 times out of 10, they shut down, even if you're being honest. I understand human behavior is to be like, well, why would I listen to you if you're yelling at me, right? So I'm in there listening to them, and I'm out and about in in the real world because alter ego comes to me and he says, Zeus, go and do something besides be on TikTok. And I was trying to explain, I'm doing a lot of things in the real world. Sometimes I do go in the box while I'm out and about, but it doesn't mean I'm just sitting at home, right? So she comes up in the box, and I'm going to go ahead and do a huge round of the Lake of Fire for her. Oh, and she had a sidekick. I forgot. Her name was Tori. These are two conservative women who would never come on my platform and say these things, but they'll try to ambush me on a Blagga live. And the conversation starts going, and then we end up talking about the Epstein curse. You see that hand right there, right? And I said, so let's have an honest conversation, ladies. Blah, blah, blah. Why didn't Obama investigate Jeffrey Epstein? This is why did Zeus, you don't know nothing, you spew hate. I mean, and she's foaming at the mouth, right, Rick? Rick was there. Why didn't Obama investigate Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, and I'm like, lady, you can go look the answer up yourself. Why would you're not so awesome. Why would anybody at this point in time have a question and not go look it up themselves, right? Everybody here, look, I got 900 or so people, and that's awesome. Every single one of us knows the easiest way to get the answer to that question isn't to go on TikTok and ask another person. You can look the answer up on your smartphone, silly. You know why Obama didn't do it. And the biggest elephant in the room was, why the heck are we talking about Obama and Epstein when all of the salacious and scandalous stuff that we're talking about with Epstein has nothing to do with Barack Obama? It has nothing to do with Joe Biden. It has nothing to do with Kamala Harris. All right? It has nothing to do with those people. And she couldn't answer. She just foamed at the mouth, hyperventilated, about to pass out. I think what she did, something happened to the live, right? Because it ended real short after that. And the last words that I said is, lady, stop yelling. Control yourself. Goodness gracious. And so I'll say this, Miss Not Awesome and your so-called superhero sidekick, Nasty Tory. I'll call her Nasty Tory. If you honestly want to talk to Big Zeus, you know where to find me. You don't have to try to ambush me and yell at me, all right? I'm a fair person. I'll give you a fair shakedown of the truth. So if you're not brave enough to come onto this show, and I give them, an hour and a half, 2 hours to try to defend Donald Trump, then it shows me and it tells us all everything we need to know about you. Instead of worrying about the brother, and this is what they want to do, they want to put all of this Epstein stuff on the brother that wore the tan suit, Obama. But they don't want to talk about all of the lies that Donald Trump and all the things Donald Trump has done with Jeffrey. All right. And go look it up yourself. You know what he did. He said Jeffrey Epstein stole his employees. Right. Think about that. How could Jeffrey Epstein steal your employees? What kind of employees did Jeffrey Epstein have, Donald Trump, and that you had, and it was the same type of employees? It's sick stuff. And this is the same party right now, and I don't want to lean into it, but they're trying to act like they care about kids. And one of the things that gets under my skin with MAGA is when they start trying to act like they care about kids, but they have no energy for this Jeffrey Epstein stuff. This is the real crime in America. What is Donald Trump hiding? And you know what the real crime is also? It's his health. He's hiding his health from the American people. We don't know how sick this man is, but look at what he's doing. He's turning this into a third world country. And then on top of that, he has these ties to Jeffrey Epstein. He's giving Ghislaine Maxwell this preferential treatment, made her queen for a day. You go listen to her tapes. You can just tell she's sitting there covering for Donald Trump. And his supporters are running around TikTok, running around X, trying to blame Governor Gavin Newsom and the Democrats. And we're just not going to have it. And so I have no problem doing this. Miss Not Awesome and your little sidekick Tory, you both made it to the top of my list this morning. And as far as I'm concerned, should I say that they are worse than the Russian bears? Are they worse than the Russian bears? Are they worse than the Russian bears? I'm going to actually say you're just as bad as the Russian bears, and that's bad. And so, Miss Not Awesome, Miss Disgusting Tory, I don't know which way I want to go with that. And they said I'm a misogynist. They said that I'm a misogynist. And I said, oh, wow. It's so funny how you all like to pick and choose. One minute, Democrat men are weak and we're feminine. And then the next minute, I'm a misogynist. It's like you just can't make the mind up. You can't keep your lies straight, right? So what I'll do is this. I know a demon when I see it. And as far as I'm concerned, you ladies, you're not really ladylike. You're seditionists, treasonous traitors. You're disgusting. You're not the party of pro-life. You're actually the party of pro-unaliving. And you don't care about the kids at all. And all that huffing and puffing, it resulted in nothing. Because guess what? My brick house is still standing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
W. Zeus. Here we are. You know, this my thoughts, my heart goes out to these children who've once again been the victim of senseless violence in the state of Minnesota. It really does hurt my heart hearing stories like this. And just asking, how is it that we're the most powerful country in the world, most advanced country in the world, and we haven't came up with a solution? And so I just want to say thank you to all of the wonderful people out there who are actually actively involved in trying to bring this thing to a closure. And, you know, to the families and the victims, this is another tragedy. And I don't like to lean into this because I don't want to make a situation like this too political. And so I'll just leave it at that, right? But if anyone else feels like they wanted to say something about that, you know, as long as it's respectful, then you know what, I don't mind. But I will go back to this point that I need to make. I go on the internet, and MAGA was trying to blame the Democrats. They were trying to blame the left, and they're doing this before all the facts get out. And so I'm going to send somebody to hell. I got to, and I'm going to send MAGA to hell for this. They are so quick to blame the Democrats for all these things that are happening in the world. They take zero responsibility. One person actually, and I know them, said, I'm evil. And I said, lady, how am I evil? You and your party are saying this and that, and you're going around spreading this hate. And I said, oh my God, this is crazy. So I want to let MAGA understand that when I say that there's a curse upon this nation, and let me explain why. The Epstein curse is clearly on us, and that's because of your dear leader, all right? He's also the criminal. He's also the one that's been essaying women and getting away with it, cheating on all of his wives. See, that's that evil stuff that's going on, and you don't have any energy about that, right? You're cutting off the food for the children, you know, with the big, beautiful bill. They call it that. And Trump wants to change it. Well, we're not going to change it. We're going to leave it as it is. He called that. So he's taking away food from kids. And then you know what Elon did with those Doge cuts, children dying all over the world because Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons are wreaking havoc on just the entire world. And then these folks will get on TikTok and try to portray themselves as holier than thou. If you talk to these people and ask them to look in the mirror and they say, what do you see? They would probably tell you, oh, I see myself with a halo over my head. These people are sick. These people are wicked. They don't have all the facts to come to a conclusion that this happened because of the Democrats. All right. But if you want to really get into it, I would argue one could make, hasn't Donald Trump been pumping hatred? Hasn't Donald Trump been pumping hatred, ladies and gentlemen? Is he the one that's pushing just hateful rhetoric? Let's ask the chat. Is Donald Trump the one pushing the hateful rhetoric out there, ladies and gentlemen? I'm being serious. You can't go a day without him finding somebody else to point at. You see these people getting targeted at the CDC. These are people that are tuned in listening to that. It's not just him, but his rhetoric. You got Pete Case, bruh. The man invited a war criminal, Vladimir Putin, to the United States of America to disgrace the country. And you know Vladimir Putin. Go look it up. And I told that MAGA demon, I said, Vladimir Putin is trafficking children. Melania even had to reach out and write him a letter and say, could you please stop doing it? Donald Trump won't say anything. And so MAGA, I want you to understand this before you just start trying to blame the Democrats for everything. It's really you. Remember when the Butler incident happened? And DJ, I hope you're here, DJ. I hope DJ is here. When the Butler staged, I'm going to call it that, the staged Butler event that resulted in the life of one of his supporters, losing their life. All right. He staged it. And if you don't believe it, fine. I don't even got time to actually open up your brain and make you go watch the footage and say, look at it. And use whatever brains, but that's what you got to do. The whole thing happened, and I've seen the video. I went back and watched. The thing happened. Whoever it was, Secret Service, they come up there to get the podium. They rearrange it like this. Then the Trump 2024 thing slides down, and they're like, okay, that's good. Then they usher in the cameras. Come on in. And then they get in their position, and the flag comes down, and you're sitting there going, oh, that's not. No, that's not what happens when the pew pews start flying in real life. That's not how the scene looks. The scene usually looks chaotic, and there's utter chaos. People are running for their lives. We didn't see any of that. And then MAGA was trying to say, look at the shooter. Look at the one that did it, the pew pewer. Isn't it funny, ladies and gentlemen, that we know a lot more about this incident in Minnesota and who the person that actually was the sick person that was responsible for that? We know so much about them in under 24 hours, but we don't know anything about Thomas Matthew Crooks. DJ, how can we know more about what happened yesterday with the person that was doing that? We got videos. We got statements. I mean, we got a whole plethora of information. We know more about this incident in under 24 hours than we know about Jeffrey Epstein and the person who was responsible for what happened in the Butler situation. And what the whole thing is in common? Donald Trump. He's involved. You can't see a cover up, but you all claim you're intelligent. This is why I say, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, until this demon gets out of this country, and they say I'm being mean when I do it, but I'm not. I'm just not going to sit back and allow people to blame the Democrats for everything bad in the country without actually calling out their hypocrisy and their lies. And so, to the Trump supporters out there that continue to be, I call you deep state soldiers, congratulations on once again showing the world how idiotic and hypocritical and evil you all are. Do me a huge favor and go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
WVIP. And I see that the Trump supporters are just getting triggered today by the way that I'm running my broadcast. And I didn't do it, but I'll do it now. If you don't like hearing the truth like this, you don't like seeing a free thinker like myself, because I tell them all the time, and I haven't done it. Look at this, MAGA. Look at this. You see that? You see that? No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet like you, W Zeus. And if you don't like hearing real people talk, then you know what? Do us a huge favor.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, and that's a W, Zeus. I don't have the bandwidth. I don't have the mental capacity all the time to just sit back and let people get away with lying. And I get it. They want to say these things to me, honestly, so that they can get a reaction out of me, and then they go, look. You see what I mean? You see Zeus is this, you see Zeus is that. And it's the oldest trick in the book. It doesn't work. When you have the truth on your side, it really becomes an exercise of just showing how poised you can be under, very, very challenging circumstances, So what I want to do is illustrate another example of evil going on in the country under MAGA. And MAGA, maybe you didn't hear this, but I'll go ahead and get this on the record.
Court ruling in Miami could shut down the new immigration detention center dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. A judge has ruled this facility should not accept any more detainees for it now. Nancy Cordes has more from the White House. Nancy, good morning to you. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Gail. This is a setback for the administration. The president's immigration crackdown hit a snag on Thursday night when a federal judge ordered an indefinite halt to new construction at Alligator Alcatraz in Florida and barred any new detainees from being brought there. Now, this decision came in response to a lawsuit by environmental groups who said that the site in the Everglades endangers the surrounding wildlife and endangers drinking water for more than 8 million Floridians.
Wow.
Those plaintiffs argued that environmental reviews should have been completed before this site was hastily set up. Republican officials in Florida who backed the president.
So they're shutting it down. That's $250 million plus dollars that Donald Trump's administration has wasted from the taxpayer. And this is honestly why I brought it up. This is another example of MAGA being evil. You see, MAGA, can I ask you, who are you going to put it? Who was going to be in Alligator Alcatraz? MAGA. You're going to put human beings in there. You know, as fragile as life is, you know, God gives life. If they want to go that route, God is the giver of life, not MAGA, not Donald Trump. It's God. And it's just, to me, very alarming. It's a 5-alarm fire when you have sick people like Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons thinking that they are gods. Yeah, they get mad at me because I call myself Zeus and I go by the name Zeus, but I'm not doing this stuff. They're putting human beings, and this is why I say, Jack Smith, and Jack Smith, if you are listening, please keep tabs of every single one of these war criminals, all right? Because once we get through the midterms, you know, Gavin Newsom and all the Democrat governors, Westmore, J.B. Pritzker, and everybody, once we get through the midterms and then we get this guy to be impeached if he makes it, because you know he has health issues, I want to see every single one of them basically held accountable in The Hague for war crimes, acts against human beings, right? And so with that being said, and MAGA, this is what I mean when I say every single one of you are evil and sick. We caught you once again creating, find me one scripture, MAGA, that actually supports you building Alligator Alcatraz and doing this to one of God's creatures, doing this to God creatures. It's sad. These people will treat a dog. They'll treat a cat. They'll treat a skunk. They'll treat a raccoon better than they'll treat a fellow human being. And this is why I say a lot of you Trump supporters are prime candidates for hell. And you know what? If you need a ride there, don't worry, I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these MAGA demons who support Donald Trump still, even though they know this man is evil. Let's go ahead and send them to hell once again.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Somebody in the comments wrote that the Dems will be punished. You know, you can say that all you want, but here's the thing. And I haven't told this joke, but to the people out there who are supporting Donald Trump and you don't like being woke, there's a story that happened. A MAGA demon like you. I don't want to be woke anymore. He came from the great state of Texas. And so the devil visited him late at night and said, you don't want to be woke anymore. I have a great idea for you. And you won't have to deal with the Democrats ever again. This is what happened. This is a true story. And he said, what is that, devil? And he said, come with me. I'll take you somewhere. You'll never have to deal with these Democrats being woke again. And he said, can I bring my family? And he said, the devil said, yes, bring your family. And he says, well, that's an offer I can't refuse. And he told his family and his children, we're going to go with my new friend and we'll never deal with the Democrats, right? And so the devil made him go online and he bought a ticket. And where's this going? Moscow. Yeah, Moscow. He said, wow, that's an amazing idea. I'm going to Moscow. He quit his job, sold everything he had, got on the airplane, went to Moscow. He gets there. And then the devil says, now what you need to do is go meet this guy. His name is Putin. I get to meet Vladimir Putin. Yes, I get to meet Vladimir Putin. Oh, yes, he gets to Putin. Putin says, oh, you don't want to be woke anymore, right? That's right, Putin. What can I do? He says, here, take this. And he gives him just the bare minimum, you know, a sandwich and a can of tuna. Now go over there. He goes over there and then he finds out he's actually on the front lines in Ukraine. Get this. Where am I at? I'm on the battlefield. And then the devil says, this is where you'll be. You won't be woke anymore. All you got to do is just fight. And so he's like, fair enough. Just like my dear leader. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the whole thing ended. Guess what ended up happening? The man lost his life. Yeah, he's no longer alive, because he lost his life on the battlefield. He didn't know that the devil was serious when he said, you won't be woke. And so that's the story I tell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, WZ. He's no longer woke. I laugh every time. Because you got to be a special kind of person to think that going to Russia to escape the Democrats is the solution to being woke. You couldn't see that from a mile away. And again, when they get mad at me, I say this is why MAGA is upset, because they don't even realize it's people like me, it's people like all of you. We're arguing with you because we're actually trying to save you. Yeah, we're actually trying to save you. And attacking says it all the time. And I'd hate to bring attacking in this, but I heard the other day, Ashley Babbitt is going to, get the Air Force is going to, do the thing the Air Force does when they send off a fallen soldier. He said they're going to do this for her. And I said, wow. Because remember, throughout the whole time when Biden was in office, every single time we got a conviction. You know what I would do? Every single J6er that got sentenced and convicted, and I knew who they were. You know what I did? I did like this. Let me see if I can still find it, right? Remember this, ladies and gentlemen? I would go, let's see. Hold on. Let's see, do I have it? Oh, yeah. Every time, boom, sentenced 20 years in prison. And then I would say, goodness gracious, thank God justice got you. And then we would send them off like this. Remember I would do this? And we would send those demons off. We would send those demons off straight to hell. And then MAGA would get up here and they would say, oh, Zeus, don't play the taps. Oh, you're so evil for doing that. Oh, that's a misuse and abuse. And I said, oh, no. I got to do it because it's my way of sending it's a wake-up call for all of you, right? And so they were saying, no, you shouldn't abuse it. MAGA, now you're going to abuse it by sending Ashley Babbitt off. And it's a disgrace to this country. It's a disgrace to this country when they're trying to portray this woman who we all know committed treason at the highest orders. All right. Unhinged MAGA demon on steroids, treason. And we're rewarding her with this nonsense. So this is what I'm going to do. You know what? If they play that nasty, if they play anything for Ashley, I don't even take it serious. All right. I'm just going to say what it is. That's the work of the devil. That's nothing but a demonic little thing going on in the Pentagon they got. And we won't take it. All right. We won't stand for it. So here's my thing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send any of these Trump supporters that think Ashley Babbitt deserves that kind of treatment. Let's go ahead and do them a huge favor and send them straight to hell. You don't deserve that.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Right now they're saying that Donald Trump's family has made $3.4 billion since they've gotten in, since Trump's secretary. $3.4 billion, MAGA. MAGA, do you have a problem with Donald Trump making $3.4 billion off of us? And this is on top of the money that he's made with the tariffs. Gregory, because Gregory doesn't have it like that. Gregory, how do you feel knowing that while they're making all this money, have our utility bills gone down yet, ladies and gentlemen? Have our utility bills gone down? Nope. Our utility bills aren't going down. And it's just another example of just how incompetent MAGA is. Now, before I move on, I wanted to call this out. The gerrymandering thing happened in Texas. They said they're going to draw 5 new, updated so that there's 5 new people that go join the House in Texas. And this is a little old, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get it on the record, and then we'll go to judgment, all right? And this is called Texas Republicans Admit That They Screwed Up Big Time with the Gerrymandering Maps, all right? We'll get this on the record.
Oscar Wilde. There are 2 great tragedies in life. The first is not getting what you want. And the second is getting it. Mm-hmm. And that is exactly what is happening with Republicans in the Texas legislature right now. As we all know, this week, those Republicans were finally able to fulfill their fevered dreams of drawing mid-decade gerrymandered maps to basically erase Democrats from existence. And they did it. And based on these new maps, Republicans should be able to pick up 5 new seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. They got exactly what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And then, immediately after they pass these and everything's approved and we're good to go, these are officially the new districts, many Republicans in the state legislature had an oopsie-doo moment.
Why?
Where they looked at the maps again and realized, oh God, we just screwed up so badly.
Oh.
Because here's what happened.
Uh-oh.
Yes, Republicans will get those 5 new districts. They were able to draw those lines so squiggly and curvy that they guaranteed themselves those 5 districts.
Right.
But you also have to remember, in order to draw new districts, you can't create new land.
Right.
You have to take from other areas.
That's math.
And in doing so, what these Republicans in Texas may have done, and this is what they're worried about, by creating 5 safe districts.
5 safe.
They put 10 districts in play.
Oh.
So, based on their own stupidity, their own greed, their own haste to steal 5 seats, they may have lost 10.
So that's W, Zeus. W, Democrats. You can't make this stuff up, folks. This is why I say these people, they need the Democrats to save them from their own stupidity. I listened to this, and you can go look into this, because I don't want you to ask me, DJ. Please, go fact check this stuff yourselves. It's getting exhausting letting off on our offspring, right, W, Zeus? You know what I mean when I said we're getting exhausted. So you, in your haste to be greedy, you thought you were getting 5, but you just might lose 10. And this is indicative of more things to come for you MAGA demons. This is what we've been telling you. You're really not battling the Democrats. You're battling yourselves. You're battling universal laws at work. All right. And you're never going to win because, number one, you don't understand the rules to the game and you're trying to play it and win. You don't understand. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send these Trump supporters that thought they were getting 5 new seats straight to hell. All right. And you know why? Because in addition to that, they didn't woke the beast up. Yeah, they woke up a lot of people, especially Democrat governors, and these governors are doing a lot. So now they got way more hell on their hands than they would have if they would have just simply played by the rules. Let's send them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I'm looking for that lady, Awesome and Tori. I thought they would be here this morning because Awesome and Tori, I said, come to my show this morning and we'll have the real conversation and there won't be any yelling. And I promise you they won't, while they're sitting in here on their fake accounts, trying to act like they know everything. No, they don't know anything. All right. Because if you did, you would have already brought that up and you would have told Donald Trump and the Republicans, don't do that. We don't want to really get our behinds handed to us. Now a little bit, I want to make sure I do this is let's listen to a real person talk, Governor Gavin Newsom, just basically tell Americans all over the country that they need to honestly wake up to what's going on in this country. Because, you know, like I've been saying it, if we do not continue to put pressure where it's needed, there won't be a country anymore.
What are they saying right now about Trump?
Well, I won't talk about the conversation with our friends from Denmark, but I can.
You got the Greenland.
Listen to
we didn't talk.
This is Gavin Newsom.
We did not talk. The readout was we did not talk about Greenland. I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of foreign leaders. I've had a chance.
What's the general?
They're laughing behind his back. That did not happen.
You hear this, MAGA?
I'm making this clear.
They're
do not conflate what I just said with the meeting I had with the Denmark delegation. Now, what
you hear what Governor Gavin Newsom is saying, MAGA? The world, and we all knew it, but he's confirming it. W, Miss Dot, thank you. The world is laughing at us because Donald Trump is in the White House, pooping his diaper on national television, showing us he can't keep his lies straight, hiding the Epstein files, saying he's getting deals that never happened. Tariffs are on, then they're off. Our economy's crashing. The dollar's getting weaker. And he just keeps repeating. And he has dementia. Yeah. What a joke. He invited Vladimir Putin, a war criminal, here to get a ceasefire. And what have we gotten? We've got the exact opposite. A big fire.
Other foreign leaders are laughing.
I've had dozens and dozens. Ambassadors met with him.
What are they saying?
They're laughing behind his back.
You hear that, Angus?
He's being played everywhere. It's an embarrassment. They are. I'm just telling you. That's universal. Universal. Unless there's a deal. Unless there's a grift. Unless there's a transaction. He sends his kids out before all those trips to the Middle East to get the deal. Again, where's Fox prime time on that?
Get him, Gavin.
Or where the hell are they?
Where?
And we get a side deal, maybe a little bit of relief here in Vietnam, and then all of a sudden we dealt with some of their versions of CEQA that were all waived over there. I mean, what's going on in China? I mean, they're probably looking at this. I mean, by the way, she's loving this.
I was going to ask you about China.
The nationalization of private industries, something we're pretty good at in China. He's probably looking at Trump saying maybe he'll give him some advice after Putin gave him advice about free and fair elections. What do you think there's not some deals on the side there?
So he's saying, Gavin is saying, oh, maybe President Xi is going to give Trump some advice to use, just like Putin did. MAGA, if you want to live in the regime that bad, MAGA, I gave you the story about going woke and going to Russia, but it's really at a point now where I just think you need to go live under Kim Jong-un. How about that, MAGA? Why don't you just go live in North Korea under Kim Jong-un? All right, I guarantee you he will make sure you get the structure you crave. The structure. Yeah, you, Mark Brown, you, Angus, because you're not American. You're un-American, and you're so lucky, Angus. W. Rick in the chat. You're so lucky because if I were president, and this is why I say I don't want to run to be the president, but if I were president, I would be the worst thing for MAGA because I would say, okay, go look at all their social media. They got that FJB stuff going, okay, and they were there on January 6th. I would literally strip you of your citizenship and I would send you to North Korea and I would just deal with the consequences of doing that, all right? If I got impeached for doing it, so what? Because I would just be in there to handle real business. No. I know the country will be better off if these folks go to North Korea because they don't understand how lovely the country is because of all the freedom they got. They don't value their freedom, all right? But Gavin Newsom is doing an outstanding job. I honestly, he is.
With the Chinese.
Just don't think that won't be part of something. I don't know, the crypto world and stuff. Look at the evidence. Look at the facts.
Yeah.
Look who shows up at the golf course. Look who shows up for the fundraisers. Look who needs a pardon. Come on.
Yeah.
Why am I even having to say this? It's right there in plain sight.
It is.
In plain sight. What's selling you out for the great grift?
We got a couple more. I'm going to try.
The great grift, that's a good one. MAGA, do you understand that all of you who are sending him money are the reason that he's making all this money? Really? Because in terms of business, he's really not that successful, but he's really great at stealing your money. It's crazy.
Shift the tone a little bit.
Thank you. I need to visit Copenhagen.
None of that was about.
I'm going away next week with my son.
Where are you going?
I'm going overseas, so you can spend days without me. For that same 9-year-old, his baptism, he's somehow convinced his parents. He's got some family. He's doing this. He's a design. He may become Pope one day.
Are you going to the Vatican?
Yeah, so I'm going to do a baptism overseas. I can't share everything at peril, but a little privacy. But I'm looking forward to a few days off. Apparently, I think most of you are probably saying he needs it.
Here it goes.
Topics before getting back to Trump, but you've been pretty vocal about this $1 billion settlement offer that Trump has made to UCLA.
The extortion.
He's extorting colleges.
Yeah, called it a shakedown.
It is a
referred to him as the Don Mafia-like figure.
I didn't. Did we? Good.
Yeah. So, how are you going to stop that? I mean, we see folks entertaining a settlement.
It sickens me.
It sickens us. Yeah.
All for one for all, or whatever. I mean, Intel.
Get him,
I
Gavin.
mean, this is a guy. I love these guys. Hey, Sean Hannity, you watching?
Sean Hannity.
You're so disgusted at Laura, so sickened.
Yeah.
By Mendoni talking about socializing a bodega or something or a grocery store. And here you are at Intel. You just socialize and nationalize Intel. You got your guy Howard Lutnick, the great Lutnick, who's out there talking about nationalizing people that do business in this country, the Pentagon, Lockheed.
But this is a decision of the regents. I mean, in the UC, this is not.
Well, I'm a member
not
of it.
Hannity or Lutnick.
No, it's about this moment, and it's about people standing tall. It's
Thank
about
you.
making the case to those members.
How do you exert your influence?
A moral authority, not just formal authority. I have a little formal authority too. I'm a member of that body.
Yeah.
I also help fund it.
Thank you.
And I also believe public institutions. I believe this UC system is having over 13,800 active patents, more than any other system in the world.
Get him, Gavin.
It's the reason we have more scientists, engineers, more researchers, more Nobel laureates coming out of this. It's the reason we're the tentpole of the U.S. economy. It's the reason America's the tentpole of the world economy. It's because of our research institutions.
Thank you.
This guy will take anything down. And he's trying to shut them down. I mean, $1 billion fine to UCLA shuts them down. Shuts down one of the finest research institutions in the world. But it's consistent pattern. Any institution that cultivates individual or independent thinking is under assault.
Bingo.
But are you going to stop?
And we're going to do everything in our power to stop folks from selling out.
Thank you.
Smithsonian needs to assert themselves. He's rewriting history, censoring historical facts. It's happening in real time. He's cutting institutions of knowledge from libraries. He's cutting NIH funds, not just again at UCLA. And yes, you know what I said, and I'll stand by what I said.
Stand on it.
That's the answer to the question, but I'm affirming a broader construct.
Yeah.
It's not just about UCLA. It's about anybody or any institution that disagrees with them. And so how could you possibly accept the fine? Fine for what? The guy who had dinner with Nick Fuentes telling us about anti-Semitism? Are you kidding me? The guy who countenanced anti-Semitism in both his last campaigns? I can give you chapter and verse on that.
Give it.
Lecturing us?
Yeah.
You saw, I mean, you just saw California came out leading the nation in terms of our response to anti-Semitism. It's a point of pride.
Thank you.
It sickens me to my core. And I'll remind you, I'm one of the governors that visited Israel right after October 7th. Not only visited Israel, we also went there with a field hospital. Also, to not only protect and address the issues of Israel, but also to address the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. We did that.
Thank you, Governor.
My point is, I'm not taking a backseat to anybody on that, and I sure as hell ain't going to listen to Donald Trump. It's a false pretense. And by the way, Jewish Caucus and others had the guts to finally pushing back, saying, how dare you use us for this assault?
All right, so that's a W. That's a W, Governor Gavin Newsom. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put a pin on it because I think where we're at right now is we have totally destroyed MAGA's hope of winning this country. Yes, W to all of you in the chat. And it is now time for Big Zeus to come down off of his throne and try to engage in some meaningful conversations, in particular conversations with the MAGA demon. And you know how I do this, all right? And before we get into that, let me just go ahead and give you a friendly reminder, okay? Because the sparks are going to start flying.
If you're not happy here,
Yeah.
then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, so we're gonna get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what this means. If you're a Trump supporter, go ahead and send Big Zeus a guest request, and I'll get you in and I'll get you out as quick as possible. Look at this. So no, sir, you've returned.
Hey, Zeus, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. You've returned to visit us in Olympus,
No
and
doubt.
what is it you would like to say? Because the energy is way different than the way your live is ran. All right, you do a good job protecting me.
I would say I'm still new. But
No, but
I really don't have a platform.
but the way you were disrespecting the ladies that joined your show and tried to make their points, it was to me. I said, I can't have that. So
Nah, I
are
think
you
they
go
should be
are
held
you going
accountable for
to
calling
are you
names.
going to apologize to Poetivity and Sunrise for doing that, sir, Mr. No Sir? Because we cannot have
Of course,
progress.
I brought her back up.
Oh, you did? I
So
didn't see that. I didn't see that. Is that true? Oh, okay, okay. Sunrise says she wants to have a word with you because I can't invite you, Sunrise. Did you send me a request? Did you send me a request, Sunrise? Because what we don't want to do is not let you get away with not getting the truth. And so I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but this is personal a little bit. Good morning,
why is it
Sunrise.
personal? What did I do?
Because
Good morning,
I can't sit back and go on your platform and then be silent when I see things like that happening. You can't do that.
Really?
Good morning,
What
Sunrise.
happened? I don't know what
Good
happened.
morning,
I'll let
How you doing,
Sunrise
Sunrise?
speak. I'll let Sunrise speak, sir. Hi, Sunrise.
Hi, good morning.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had the pleasure, but it wasn't a pleasure at all, of
Thank you.
being on this gentleman's, uh, maybe I shouldn't say gentleman,
Yeah.
but being on this particular platform yesterday. And the
Thank you.
only reason that I requested it was because there was a lot of misogyny, just
Really?
a lot of just talking about gay people and their
What?
sexuality
You don't need to make the sound effects. Let her get it out, please.
and some of the panelists were talking about men being so feminine
Mm-hmm.
and feminine these days and that it's an agenda. So I came up because of the way that they were talking and expressed that it's really feminine energy for any man
Mm-hmm.
to be worried about what any other man does, in my opinion.
I
And
agree.
this person under me had the feminine energy to drop me,
Mm.
I did. What she said? I had the feminine energy. I don't think that's what it was called.
to drop
You
me.
dropped her.
Oh no, because you can't come up name calling. I don't really play that.
But I
See, you
didn't
guys
name
think you
call.
can disrespect
I
conservative
didn't
women?
name. I
Oh.
didn't name
Conservative
call at all.
women deserve the
I
same respect you
didn't.
deserve.
See,
I
you're doing it
didn't name.
again.
I didn't
Yeah.
name call at all.
You
I just
Look
absolutely
at him.
did.
I
He's getting
didn't
so
name call at
he's so
all. I
defensive. He's
simply
so
I'm
defensive.
not defensive at all.
Then
I just tell the truth.
why is it hard for you to show us how manly you are by allowing Sunrise to speak her truth? No one cares
Oh,
if
there's
you
no
agree.
such thing as her
No one
truth.
cares if you agree
Her
with it or
truth
not.
don't matter. The truth matters.
No, it's your inability to control yourself. Now, please let Sunrise, because she's being very calm this morning. People want to hear it, but we can't hear it when you're showing us you can't listen.
Well, she's making up false pretenses.
Oh,
Nobody was bashing any gay people.
W
Yeah.
Sunrise, because he still doesn't get it. No, no, no. So,
No, sir. She came up with a false narrative. Nothing she said
you're
happened.
you're a victim. You're a victim of what Sunrise said.
I'm not a victim. Yeah, a lot of black men get victimized by talk that she's talking right now.
Where did
You
she hurt
see?
you? Where did she hurt you? Point
She
to
didn't
it.
hurt me. She
Point to
didn't
where
hurt
she
me. I
hurt
gotta
you.
protect the conservative women in my on my life, just like you protect the liberal women on your life. You let
So
them get away with making up lies and
what do you?
discriminating.
Let me ask.
That's what you
So
do.
what are you protecting the conservative women from?
Well, the way you treated awesomeness was dead wrong.
The way that I treated her.
Yeah. As soon as she came up, you started barking at her. That's why
Yeah.
she got on the defense, and
No.
she got defensive.
What were we talking about? We were talking about Epstein, and she kept trying to blame Barack Obama, a brother, and instead of protecting that brother, you turned around and said you're going to
Brother,
protect. You're going to protect.
Obama's not my brother at
Well,
all.
he's a black
Go ahead.
man. You get what I'm
No, he's
saying?
not.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
that's strike two. So that's strike two. You cut Awesome
From
off, and
Hawaii.
so no, sir. You know, this is why I say sometimes I do think there's progress being made, but it's moments like this where I say, and I have to ask you, when did you start hating yourself? Do you hate the fact that you're
Oh
black?
no,
You hate
no.
the fact that you're
I treat everybody with
you
respect.
you
I
hate the
take
fact
care of
that
my
you're black.
children. Of course not. Of course not. Why would
So,
I do that?
why, we're having a conversation about Jeffrey Epstein. What do you need to protect these conservative women from? Shouldn't you
It
be
wasn't a
focusing on
conversation.
shouldn't you be focusing on actually protecting the people who are the
She
victims of
asked you a
Trump?
direct question.
What was
She
her
said, "Why
question?
didn't Obama bring forth the documents that you
And
want
did you
from
hear
him?"
what I said earlier? Why would
You
you
didn't
ask?
answer the question.
Because she was yelling. Why would you ask any of us a question you could look up on your own? I'm not your answer giver. I'm not the person you go to when you got
Well, you're
questions.
on the panel.
Yeah,
You should
she
have these
knows.
answers.
No, sir. She knows the answer. And if she doesn't know it, she should look it up. You don't need to protect her from
Oh, okay.
ignorance. You don't need to protect her from ignorance, being an ignorant individual and loud.
I don't
Do
think
your
she's being
job.
ignorant.
Do your job and stand up for the truth. Do your job and stop supporting somebody that you know is harming children. They don't call them the Trump files for nothing. You're a sick person.
I never heard of the Trump files. When did that
Yeah.
start? See,
You,
this is
you
the propaganda that the left pushes, man. It just don't. It don't land at all. Orange Man Bag didn't work with Harris, and you guys are still trying to push it.
I, 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 I just think, the rhetoric that was being spilled yesterday was, and I will say that it was more so one of your panelists than you, but I know that you have the same view and the same outlook. I just don't understand why anyone, any man is threatened by what another man does in their bedroom. I do not, it
Nobody's
gives
worried about that.
it gives
It's the
very feminine,
influence.
it gives very feminine energy. And if any man is influenced by any
Children
other,
are influenced by what they see, regardless
bro,
of what you
bro,
say.
how do you not allow? Even when Awesome was yelling, I was quiet
No,
hmm
you were
until
not.
it got to the point where
You
it was
just
like
said you
every
were
time I
yelling.
talk,
What are you talking about?
Bounce is being, I mean not
giving
Bounce, but
very feminine
Sunrise.
energy,
Yeah,
Yeah, Bounce
Sunrise
is
is
up there
being
very
crying and
feminine
name calling
energy.
too.
Sunrise is just talking to you, and she's doing it in a professional tone, and you keep
hmm
interrupting her. I don't get
I
it.
don't care if you lie in a nice tone; it's still a lie. Okay.
Okay, so if
Ladies, listen.
you want me to actually use my powers to make sure the conversation is ran the way, or should we try to act like we actually have some sort of self control?
Well, can you get her to speak the
It's
truth and be
it's
honest? That's
just
all.
wild.
Go
It's
ahead.
wild that they are worried about feminine energy when this is small peen energy right here that we're seeing, ladies.
Yeah.
Ladies in this chat, this is the small peen energy that we all talk about in our private conversations.
Hmm.
Nobody wants this. No woman wants this. If you're a man that's worried about what another man is doing,
Hmm.
I'm questioning you.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Because
is a
why are
lecture.
you threatened?
This is a lecture. This is a lecture for no
The
sir.
fact
He
that you can't even let women speak,
it
like
says a lot.
it says a lot. Like, why are you concerned? No true man in his masculine energy is concerned about what any other man is doing, specifically men who are with other men. Why are you concerned? And if you're concerned about children, you need to be concerned about the person that you voted for.
Mm.
You need to be concerned about the multitude of people in your party who are getting locked up every other day for for
Thank
for
you.
for child endangerment.
Thank you. That part.
That's what you should be worried about.
Sunrise. See, what we're doing is this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, and Poetivity, you were there. Yeah, and I apologize to the chat for this moment, but what we're doing is I'm going to make sure he learns his lesson this morning. And these are the people. These are the people he tried to disrespect yesterday, and then come on my show and think we're going to let him get away with it. I'm the worst person to try that with, and I hope all of you watching have learned this. I'm talking about MAGA. I hope you all understand no deed goes unpunished. Good morning, Poetivity and Bounce.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, all right. Today's
Looking
Judgment
good as
Day.
usual, Zeus.
Yeah, today's
Oh, I feel
Judgment
like I'm
Day.
in a feminist live right now. Go
We gonna
ahead.
we gonna turn this brother out this morning,
Sir,
ladies.
I'm not a feminist, not one bit. I love men, will do anything for my men, specifically my black
Thank
men.
you.
Okay? Ain't nothing feminist about me.
Too much.
Don't
Nothing.
use black
Too
men as a
much pressure
pawn.
makes the pipes
Nothing.
burst. No, sir. Too
Yeah.
much
I'm sorry.
pressure makes the pipes
Don't
burst.
use black men for your
I'm
prop.
just
You don't give a
I'm
damn
just a
about
black
Very
woman
Okay.
who
funny.
was
You
raised.
know
So
what,
I'm just a
Zeus?
black
It's
woman who
very
was raised
funny
with a black
how
hold on.
mother who's
no sir can sit here and call me a victim. I've never been essayed, no sir. So I'm no victim, but I am
Since you never
someone
have.
that will speak up for children,
Okay.
unlike you and those two deranged women
Mm.
that you had on your panel
The
yesterday.
range women.
No, sir.
Yeah.
No, sir. You're being disrespectful. So I'm going to mute you until I am able to, because I gotta facilitate the conversation. I don't need a sidekick to help me do it. All right. So let Bounce finish her point, because I also got to hear from Poetivity, and then we got to get straight to judgment, and we don't got all day to do this.
And secondly, you allowed that woman to tell me to shut up, and then you dropped me. But then my brother spoke up for me, and you brought me back up because, see, he has black women's backs, unlike you, sir. You want to be the victim. You are the victim, sir. You are the victim to everything that Donald Trump portrays towards America, towards the people of America. You're the victim, sir. And you're the worst kind of victim. You sit up here and you want to sit here and make excuses for this man and his rhetoric when he decaying in front of everybody. There's no life in him. You can see it in his sickly eyes. And you, sir, are the worst type of black man. You sit up here, you have your platform, and you come here and you disrespect women, you disrespect children, and you care about what's going on in other people's bedrooms when we all know the Republican Party, what was that site that they went to? Grinder. They crashed Grinder. Yet you want to sit here and talk about other people.
I forgot about that.
Can't.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but that's
can't.
true. Who's on Grinder? Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott. But they ain't got nothing to say about that. That's wild.
See, Zeus, and I'm sure that Bounce will agree with me. There's a certain type of man who likes the pleasure of women, but don't like women.
Exactly. And he's one
Hold
of
on.
those
That's a
men.
feminist talking point. I thought you said you
Hey,
weren't a
no, sir.
feminist.
No, sir.
But
We're teaching.
let me address Bounce.
No, Bounce wasn't done. No. I'm going to run the order.
She
But
was done.
No,
She
she
was
was
done.
not. No, she wasn't. Was you done,
She's
Bounce?
done.
No, he can't tell
Well,
me when I'm done and when I can speak and when I can't. This is not your life, sir. You can do that with those YT women that you have on your panel.
The conservative ones.
That overtalk black women and disrespect black women.
Why are you so
because they have
combative
Obama.
No,
with
you can't listen, brother. I'm gonna need you to take this whooping like a man. All right.
They have Obama
Take this one.
derangement syndrome. Obama has never been on Epstein Island. He's been a good husband,
Thank
a good
you.
father, unlike the man that you support who cheated on all three of his wives. In fact, flatback Melania, she was part of Epstein, but y'all don't want to say anything about that. She's degrading. Didn't you think Putin cared about that letter he wrote to she wrote to him about the children? He laughed because she is part of the problem with the children.
You mean Melania, whose hoo-ha is all over the
Yes,
internet, and
that
whose
Melania.
hoo-ha was all over radio
Yes.
show? That one?
Yes, that one. I call her
Okay,
flat.
wanted to make sure.
No, sir, ladies and gentlemen. What
we
we're
really-
watching is then you could go Poetivity. But I wanted to make sure I help people who are tuning in to understand what you're watching is this Blaga situation get dealt with in the kingdom, and this brother is getting hit with many a stripes this morning. I don't want to hear it. Just take your lashings like a man. No, sir. Now, Poetivity, please continue, because it's very important I do this.
Yeah, thank you for
Okay,
giving me
my simp brother. Go ahead and let these women run your panel. Go ahead.
thank you for
Well,
giving me some time to speak. I think that a couple of things. We really ought to be compassionate towards Melania. I mean, she is a brave woman. She is willing to reach into a dirty diaper and suck a dick.
Ooh.
I mean,
Oh, that you just put something in my mind I don't even want to think about.
there are not a lot of women that will do that, and
I wasn't ready, Poetivity. I wasn't ready.
Well,
I'm
Poetivity,
sorry.
I have
I'm
to,
sorry. It's just
Poetivity, I have to agree she does more than just that.
Mm.
I think that
Yeah, but
was
wait.
Epstein's too. Don't leave Epstein's
Oh
out.
my God.
Hold on, ladies. Hold on. Hold on, ladies. You're talking about a wife who doesn't even live with her husband.
That's right.
right. She probably got tired of the taste of poo. I'm gonna guess.
Come on, Poetivity. Let's come on.
I'm
But you know
sorry.
that tastes good to people like Snuggles. He loves it. So
You know a woman that deserves props.
what?
Jill Biden deserves a lot of
Poetivity
props.
was talking. Poetivity was talking.
And the other thing about
Jill Biden
Melania
had
is
to
like,
carry that man.
Go ahead,
He don't know
Poetivity.
how to shut up, does he, Zeus?
No, I knew too much pressure makes the pipe burst.
This not your live, sir.
Too much pressure makes the
you
pipe
know,
burst.
the thing about Sir is that we have to have compassion for him too,
Oh.
because ever since women got educated, got out of the house, started being really powerful with their own money and stuff, like he has been dealing with a dried up little cinnamon stick hard dick.
Oh. He laughed when you said that, so that hit hard. Go ahead.
He can't get laid.
He laughed when you said that. That's crazy.
He doesn't want to give any deference to women. He just wants them in his house having his babies and letting him get laid anytime he wants. And he can't find a woman anymore.
Okay.
So, let's have a little compassion for him.
Well, I find the men that support Donald Trump,
That's crazy.
they have the same problem as Stormy Daniels described about Donald. Because, you got to get the tweezers to pull it up out of his
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So-
And it's
So,
and it-
you got more because I wanted to keep things moving along, but I think we
sorry.
no, so we've gotten to the point now where I believe he's gotten the first couple of rounds of lashings from you amazing women on this app, and I just want to say, you know what, W to Sunrise, W to Poetivity, and W to Bounce. Should we give him I'll give him 30 seconds to let us know what he believes, what he wants to say about that feedback you ladies gave him.
I just hope that all three of you ladies had a time of your lives and bring life into this world as you're supposed to.
Honey, I've
It's
already done
ordained.
that. I don't have
It's
to do it
ordained
again.
that you go get pregnant.
Hold on, no
Telling
sir.
y'all,
Hold on, no sir.
go get pregnant right now. And
Sir, I've already
Okay.
did my contribution.
Okay, so
to the
so
world.
with that
well,
with that
I
being
appreciate
said,
that.
Five
What
children,
about you,
that's enough.
Poetivity? Have you had any children?
wait.
I've had 5. I've
Yeah.
had and raised
You
5.
haven't
They're
had
all
a damn 5
scientists,
children.
teachers.
What about you, Sunrise?
So he's looking for a
engineers.
date. He's looking for a date. And ladies, you don't have to entertain that if y'all don't need to. I want to just get straight to the place of judgment. So these women have given you amazing feedback, no sir. Are you gonna take any of that? Are you gonna take any of that feedback you just got
I
this
don't
morning
take
and use it to become a better
feminist-
person? Are you gonna?
feminist-
Okay. And so with that being said, then you're
Feminist talking points don't get to me.
ladies and gentlemen, we're about to see somebody who thinks they're going to heaven do something incredible. It's a magic trick. It's called they gonna go goodbye, no sir, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, no sir, where he came from, right back straight to the bottom of the pits of
Silence!
Yep.
You MAGA demon!
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
W Zeus. Yeah. The thing is, I wanted to make sure he got that feedback, all right? Because when he ends up in hell, I don't want him to be able to use the excuse he was never informed. And so, Sunrise, Poetivity, and Bounce, thank you so much, all right?
Brother, I have to say that
Yeah.
you should have gave him a little extra baggage with those 2 women. You should have sent them all 3 at one time.
I might do that. There's still time in this show, but I might do that, all right? And because you never know, they probably were watching how I treated him, and they're going to try to come up here and rush to his defense, right? Because he thinks he's protecting them, and they think that they are protecting him. It's a sick situation, and I bet you if you ask him, he says, "Oh, I'm happily married." Yeah, right. Give us a break. All right, but listen, I got to move it on. All right.
For having
I,
me. Love you.
Thank
All
you
right.
for
one
having
more
us,
thing,
Zeus.
sis.
Oh, sure.
Ladies, stay away from them. Stay away from them type of men.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
Bye.
so I think that a real man
Mm-hmm.
supports and I'm sorry, I haven't had coffee this morning. Supports and upholds the idea of freedom of expression. And freedom of expression means that all of us in this country, if we're going to have that freedom, are going to be able to pursue our dreams and our lives exactly the way that makes us happiest.
Yeah.
And him rallying against quote unquote feminine men is ridiculous. So he's not attracted to being that way. That's fine. He has his freedom of expression also. And the men that feel closer to, oh, I want to be more like that, just in his world, that makes him more manly. Like, you can't have smart and dumb unless you have dumb, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if there's no contrast and they're all the same, then his competition for having relationships or having the type of life he wants to have gets even harder because everybody's the same way.
Well, you know what? Positivity, he needs to stop peeking out the closet and just come on out the closet.
Amen. Amen. Whenever they complain about an issue, 9 times out of 10, they have that issue. And Bounce, you did a good job calling out the grinder issue that happened, right? We know where they're at, and that's why we're not really going to take the bait when they put it out. All right.
Yeah, I got to go tend to
All
that.
right. W Bounce. W Poetivity.
Bounce, I am honored to meet you because I only know one other woman in the hundreds of women I know that hasn't been essayed in her life. So it's really, really great to meet you and lead the rest of us on how to be that way because we have all been subjected to the bad men.
Well, the mom kept me close because I was her only daughter. So there was no sitting on nobody's laps. There was no spending the night out, none of that stuff. So I'm blessed to have my mom and my family, and she kept me safe. And that's that. And I learned how to keep myself safe. So thank
what I
you so
hear
much.
is that we women need to keep each other safe.
Yes.
Amen. All right. I got to move it on, you two. All right. Thank you. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, what an incredible show this morning. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. I dropped myself. Oh, my gosh. W's in the chat for all of you. That was a little bit of a personal issue that I needed to address because when I go into red spaces, I'm doing real work, and I'm thrilled when people join and actually want to get up there and be a part of the discussion because you don't get to be a part of the discussion all the time on my morning show because, we only got so much time. And then when the host there just starts being disrespectful, I go, okay, that's just a bridge too far. I get it. You got to run your platform. All right. If people are coming up there and they're not following your rules, that's one thing. But if you just can't handle people telling the truth and then you feel like you got to be some sort of super villain, it's a disgusting thing and we want nothing to do with it. All right, so that's a big W for Zeus. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, who do we got next? Let's see. Good morning, King. Welcome to the show. Who is this? Good morning, King. Welcome. How are you? King, are you there? Going once? Going twice, that's not good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, King has left the building. All right, let's go ahead. Who do we got next? Do we have any Trump supporters out there, ladies and gentlemen? If so, put a 1 in the chat and I'll bring you up. Let's see. Good morning, Barrister. Welcome, Barrister. How are you doing, bro? Nice to see you. Good morning. Jose. Yeah, welcome. You're on TikTok. How are you?
I accidentally got in on. I'm sorry. This is my first time.
Oh, okay,
But I
okay.
mean, it was an
Is there something
accident.
you wanted to say
Yeah, but it's
before
kind
you
of
go?
crazy.
Huh?
It's kind of crazy though. I mean, okay, here goes a crazy question. Does the president have to put on his hand on the Bible to be sworn in, or he don't have to have his hand on the Bible to be
Well,
sworn in?
well, I would prefer they have it, but you saw what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think
So,
about that?
um, I don't know. I just that's just one question there, but isn't there somewhere in the law back in the past about the KKK about
The
that
triple
they're
K.
terrorists?
The
Can't talk
tech.
about that.
How about this? I may have to come back and revisit that, but you don't support Donald Trump, correct?
No, I
All
don't.
right. Well, then you
I
know what.
voted for Hillary and I voted for Harris.
All right. Well, listen, Jose, I got to give you a huge round of applause, brother. But I'm going to move it on. All right. And thank.
I'm sorry that I got
No,
accidental.
it happens all the time. All right, bro. It has. All
All
right.
right.
But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's Jose. Do we have any Trump supporters out there? Put a one in the chat if you are. Put a one on the chat if you're a Trump supporter, and I'll bring you on up here. Let's see if we can have some quick conversations. All right, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to reach the lost. All right. And it's going to require a lot of real in-depth discussion, ladies and gentlemen. Please put a one in the chat, and I'll bring you right up. All right, let's see. Yeah, Trump's father was a Triple K supporter. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, let's see. Good luck. All right, yeah, you good luck to you too. Oh my gosh, let's see. Who do we have next? Oh my gosh, let's see. Who's this? Garfield. Good morning, Garfield. Boston Beauty. Good morning. Good morning, Garfield. How can I help you? Gavin was right about everything. Okay, Garfield, looks like it looks like we're having some connectivity issues. Garfield, maybe you can send us another guest request. All right. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Who do we have next? All right. Let's see. Meredith, you said you had something you wanted to say to us. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. The only thing I want to say is, the right is trying to say that the person who did that yesterday at the school was part of the transgender community, and I don't care if they were or not. Children were unalived. Stop blaming what he did on a group. This isn't right or left. This is right or wrong, and I'm so over it. And until you do comprehensive pew reform, nothing's going to change. Your thoughts and prayers don't mean a damn thing, considering they were praying when they got pewed. Like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing it. I heard one of the 10-year-olds describe what happened yesterday. How his friend saved his life and he got pewed in the back. Stop spreading misinformation. Nothing is for certain right now. They're still investigating it.
Yeah. And it bothers me, Meredith, because remember the whole Butler incident, and they rushed to say that it was Democrats, and then we find out it wasn't the Democrats. It was a little more nefarious than that, and it was actually someone who's in the Republican Party. And then, all these other, C-19 with, what's his name? That one guy that lost his life at a Trump rally, him. And so we're finding this all out. And I said, isn't it funny? And maybe you heard it earlier. We know more about the suspect from yesterday than we know about Matthew Crooks. Remember him?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny?
It's disturbing on so many levels. I follow Brett Cross on here. He lost his son in Uvalde. His story is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you people want to sit there and say, well, my Second Amendment rights. Is that more important than children that are getting unalived? You say you're pro-life, then be pro-life for all children.
Amen.
Not just the ones that are in the womb. I'm so over this stuff. Stop blaming it. Blame the people. I don't care what this person was. That is not the point. He was a disturbed person, or she was a disturbed person, whatever. They were disturbed. If you even looked at their manifesto, they were severely disturbed. It's disgusting. These children, I just can't.
And you can't help but wonder if there is a way that this could have been, prevented, right? People need access to real professional help, professional therapy. And we have to get to a place in this country where if you see a person in distress, they should be able to go in there and not worrying about how much is this going to cost me, right? And you know which party is taking away the resources that people need. We know which party is actually planting these evil seeds all over America. We know which party is spewing hatred, right?
Yeah. And here's the thing. This person bought those pew-pews legally. Legally. So stop saying criminals are going to get their hands on them no matter what. Because most pew-pew incidents like this that have happened, the pew-pews were bought legally. So stop blaming it on the LGBTQIA. And that really irritated me with no, sir. We don't have an agenda. We don't have a plan. We're not trying to influence anybody. And if we do have an agenda, somebody please send it to me because I haven't gotten my copy.
Bingo. Thank you, Meredith.
I'd like to know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I just am disturbed by all of this. These are children.
And where's MAGA's compassion? Where's MAGA's empathy, right? Where is it at right now? Where's the I'm a Christian and I want to do what thus says the Lord said I should be doing. Where's all of that at?
Right. And holy villain in the comments. He. And Second Amendment rights always. Okay, so when your child doesn't come home from school because your Second Amendment right to own a pew-pew is more important than your child's life, I don't want to hear you crying.
Me either. I mean, I'm not going to, that's why I say it's really going to get to a point because the Democrats and I would say real Republicans and the independents, we're going to be the one that save our country from MAGA. And when it's all said and done, why should we allow them to remain in the United States of America? That's the question I'm asking. I don't care. And, we need a president that's going to get in there and just risk it all and get these people where they need to be, which is in North Korea, maybe even Mars. All right. Because it's at a point now where they're just not able to be rehabilitated. And I would hate to say that.
Yeah, my biggest thing is stop blaming the LGBTQIA because now transgender people are at more risk because you're spreading this rhetoric and all it does is make more hate and they're going to be targeted. Remember, people, it doesn't matter even if they aren't. People like myself who, I'm sorry, I get misgendered all the time. I don't get offended by it, but we are all in more danger now, particularly the trans community, because of these things. So stop it.
Stop it. Stop putting targets on innocent people's backs because you have some sort of political agenda you're trying to get off on. All right. It doesn't work and it's making America not better, worse. All right. Well, listen, Meredith, thank you.
That's all I wanted to say.
All right. W's in the chat for Meredith. No lies detected. You see, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that difficult to have sensible, meaningful conversations with people all over the country. That's what this show is really about. It's really out here to show people it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. If we can have a reasonable discussion, we'll have it. But it gets to a point where it becomes a little unbearable, or actually very unbearable, when you can't even be honest about what's going on. And this is what the issue is. All right. So let's try this. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a Trump supporter and you want to come up here, try to defend your dear leader from whatever you believe is something he's under assault for. All right. Because if you haven't, his poll numbers speak volumes to what's really going on out here. And we all see them. All right. So I saw a Zeus hater out there. Hold on. Where's this Zeus hater at? All right. They always have so much to say and they don't want to talk to me on the show for some strange reason. They like to do the whole little, I'm going to ambush him when he pops up in a live on the right. All right, let's see. I know I found him. There you go. Bring that. Come on up here, bad boy. You had something to say. You said me first. You told Zeus first. Come on up here. Tell me what you mean by that. All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right. Holy villain. Democrats glam onto every weird thing. It's like, they can't even say. All right. Yeah. Holy villain. Come on up here. Holy villain, come on up here, and we'll get this thing straightened out real.
Hey, man, hey, it's me. What are you doing?
Oh, okay, hey, it's you. Okay, great.
Say you racist little black boy. What are you doing?
All right, I gotta mute you. So this is his first time actually coming up for maybe some air, oxygen, and so he's flapping around and he's acting like he doesn't know how to act outside of his habitat. All right, so let's come on up here. What do you call yourself? Bad boy. Could you come up here and keep the racism at the lowest level possible? Could you do that? Bad boy, I'm going to hit unmute because we don't want the live to get taken down. All right. If we were off the app and talking in person, this wouldn't go this way. I understand that. But could you at least be mindful that there are respectful people on all sides of the aisle trying to have the conversation? All right. Now hit unmute. And if you can't do it, don't worry. We'll get straight to judgment. All right. You want to turn your mic on? You want to turn your mic off? Okay, it's on. I can hear you. All right. Can we restart this conversation? Huh?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. So you said what? You feel ugly this morning, and
Oh, come on, brother.
You're
Come on.
well, we're not brothers. We're not brothers. All right. Now, are you going to be able to control yourself? Are you? Huh?
You gotta be a mute boy. Why
Huh?
you gotta be so mad?
Oh yeah. Why you gotta be so mad? Oh. Why you gotta be so orange and bad? Ah, why do I have these scars on my face? Ah, bad boy. Ladies and gentlemen, these MAGA demons, they come out with all these characters because you gotta start thinking, does this person act this way in real life? Hey, baby, you wanna go out on a date with me? Yeah, I'm sitting in the back seat of this 1970 Pinto looking for you. Ooh, this is some sick stuff. And this is sick stuff. And you know what? I don't even need to go into any further detail, ladies and gentlemen. That's MAGA for you in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and take care of that. All right, bad boy. You want to be a bad boy. You want to be bad to the bone. All right, well, I got something for you. Do us all a huge favor, bad boy. Little black boy. Okay, do us all a huge favor. When you go to hell and that fire catches your behind, tell us what color your skin is going to be, and I promise you it won't be orange. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send that demon where they came from, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
That's a W Zeus.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
Listen up, Trump supporters. I'm past the point where your insults actually make me feel any certain type of way. I've heard them all, and I've already came to the conclusion there's only a certain amount of insults a person with 2 brain cells and maybe 1 or 2 teeth and talks like this. There's only so many insults you can actually conjure up and think of. And then out of all of those, how many of them are actually going to hurt my feelings? Answer 0. And so W Zeus, and that was easy. Let's try this again. Oh, we're gonna go with the racist angle. Oh, okay, great. Let's see how far the racist angle gets you, MAGA. I promise you, I'll be right here doing what I've been doing, sending you folks straight to hell. All right. Do we have another Trump supporter that's brave enough to get in the box? All right, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter, and you want to come up here and try to defend your dear leader. Oh, okay, yeah. W Big Z. All right. Yeah. You see what I have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. You see what I have to deal with. Let's see. He's back. He's back. I guess I'm hurting feelings this morning, and it doesn't bother me. All right. So what do you need me to do to your feelings this morning?
Oh, you can't hurt. Just like you can't hurt my feelings. You can't insult me. But I don't have to defend anything Trump does. What he does doesn't affect me.
Okay, all right. So what's your issue this morning?
How is what he is doing affecting you personally?
No, the price of the groceries. End of that question. Let's go
you
back
can't
to
afford
what.
Them? You can't afford them?
They've gone up. They've gone up. But listen,
but you can't. Can you afford them?
Listen. I get it. You want to be famous. I get it.
No.
You have to stop. You have to stop begging.
The likes like you. I don't need the likes like you do.
Okay, well, that means you're a different type of individual.
My whole persona is not based upon
trouncing
Trump.
Okay.
So you're so desperate. You're so desperate to go after Trump. You went after him for farting.
Mm-hmm.
Know how pathetic that is?
How?
It's pretty pathetic that that's what you made a video about it. You're so desperate.
Hey man, I can't take you serious. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't care if you take
because
me serious.
I know
I can't take you serious.
Okay, so then why do this? All right.
Because
I get it. I'm
enjoy
probably
your comedy show.
I'm
I
probably
enjoy your comedy
no.
show.
I can
like
tell.
listening to your bootlickers. I like listening to your cultists. So
okay, here's the thing. You need a black friend, right? Am I the only
No, I
black
don't.
friend you know
Why?
of?
No.
Is this
Why
okay?
would
How
you-
many black
why do
friends?
I
How
need-
many
why
how
do
many
I
black
need-
friends do you have? Because a black friend, if you had it, they would never let you on TikTok and keep embarrassing them. They would say, "I don't want to even be associated with you if you keep doing that." So, am I the
See,
only
you
black
seem to
person
know
you get
a
to?
lot about what people will say.
Am I the only
You
black
have no
person?
clue.
Tiny Tank Top Tim Top.
No,
Let's
you're
be
not.
honest. Is me,
No,
Q
you're
Dog, and Nutty? Are we the only black people you've honestly had real conversations
No.
with? Because you show up here religiously. You steal.
Because I love the comedy show.
No, you steal from us. all right?
I love to
You're-
see what kind
you're-
of crap you guys come up with.
Okay, so why do you like to see that? That's because, and again, it's funny you called it crap. Why do you want crap?
I don't know why you live off of it. That's what's amazing to me. You live off of the crap you spew. It's almost like you put it on a plate and re-eat it.
And you eat it.
No, I said you re-eat
No,
it.
no, you say
spew
no.
the same crap every day, and you
you love it.
No, I just come in to see how people.
So
are
you
gonna respond.
love the crap that I'm spewing. I'm trying
I
to help
love
you.
watching you eat it. I love watching you eat it.
But I'm spewing it, so I can't eat it at the same time.
Yes,
You're
you can.
eating
You-
it.
You spew it onto a plate, and then you
Okay.
spend the rest of your day re-eating
knew-
it, so you can spew it out the next
All
day.
right. Well, listen. Okay, great. So thank you for the feedback. What else do you got? Because I'm ready to do it. All right. And this is what I enjoy
I'm
doing.
still waiting for Takesha to give me my phone. She
I
hasn't
knew
given me
it.
my
I
phone
knew
yet.
it. I knew you were going to bring Takesha up. And so with that being
I
said,
need my phone.
okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. He doesn't have any black friends except for all of us on TikTok, and he doesn't have any women that like him except for all of us. And so what you're seeing is a very lonely man, and he's only 4'7". Get up here and act real big and brave. He's not that big. He's not brave. And you know what? I would talk about his wallet, but I don't want to hurt his feelings. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send him where he came from, straight to hell. That was easy.
Silence! You MAGA Daily!
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom and the previous guest, bad boy, you two. I'll just say this. I would honestly rather go in a room, nothing in there, just walls, and talk to the walls for hours. I really would. I would rather do that than to actually try to have a serious conversation with either of you. Because at least with the walls, it'll just, be me talking, all right? And I wouldn't have to entertain silliness. And y'all both need to work on getting y'all some friends, all right? And get around people who are, people who actually care about you. And because it just screams that you're lonely people as soon as you open your mouths, all right? And so that's my advice to you two. I hate the show, but you're the first one in here. Whenever I fire up this live, it tells you who comes in, right? You see the names. Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom is one of the first people in here, and he loves this show so much that he actually changed his name. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. It's really crazy that he does this. And I had to bring her up. Good morning, Takesha. I know you're gonna get on me for it, but go ahead.
Zeus.
Go ahead. I know I'm in trouble. But go ahead.
The obsession is so loud, Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's real. The obsession that man has with me is louder than the odor of a skunk after he spray. This man is obsessed with me. I want to ask his wife, what is she not doing? What attention is she not giving her husband that he is obsessed with me? I know they couch is white. From him sitting there beating it all day, thinking about me.
He likes
I know
Kiki.
he'll visit the emergency room, Zeus, 5 times a week for beating it so bad he has to apologize. When he get through it, probably need a neck brace and everything. Because you over there just beating yourself, thinking about Takesha. What is wrong with you? Do I look that good to you? Does my voice turn you on? You want me to give you some attention, tiny testicle Tim? Do you? That's what you want, baby. Every day you want me to come up and call your name and call you baby so you can get the attention you need from your raggedy, hee-haw looking wife. Is that what you want, baby? You want me to call you baby, daddy? Is that what you want, Tiny Tank Top Tim? You got it. Every day I make sure when I get in the box, I say, I love you, Tiny Tank Top. You're my man,
Lord have
Tiny
mercy.
Tank Top. I love you.
Hey.
I ain't never had a man so obsessed with me that I never gave anything to. And if I give him some, he'll probably jumping off a bridge trying to get with me without a bungee rope. This man is crazy.
Wow.
But what I don't do, Zeus,
Lord have mercy.
men that get their clothes from Zare. That's why he can make it, because he ain't buying nothing new. He ain't living in nothing new. That trailer from 1990, that couch he got from Al Bundy.
Lord have mercy.
I'm sick of him.
Oh my God, W. Takesha. Hey, that right there. That right there. My abs are hurting for that one. That's crazy.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't have no poem for Tiny Tank Top Tim.
Okay.
But Tiny Tank Top Tim, if you want my attention so bad, baby, you got it. Every day I get on here and make you feel the love that you apparently ain't feeling from your little hold down wife. Yeah.
You know what you said that got to me? It was the couch part where you said it's white and he had to go to the emergency. And I just said that's a whole lot of wild. Oh my God!
Tired of getting that toothpick to make it a cast for that limited thing. Every time he got to go to the hospital because he up there beating it. Takesha. And beating it so bad, Zeus, he got to apologize. I'm sorry. You know, he can't afford no Viagra. So
I can't.
He has to use Niagara spray storage to make it still.
Oh, that's what they do.
So he can beat it. He think he Michael Jackson.
Lord have mercy. Hey, you might need to repent. I think you're going to have to repent after this one.
I ain't going to be able to do it, Zeus.
Okay.
Because I tried my best.
Yeah.
I have to ask the Lord to forgive me, but I tried my best. Because you know he been talking at me ever since I said I wasn't going to say nothing about him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But his obsession, I might have to change my picture and my name.
Yeah. You got to.
This man is obsessed with me. He probably looking for me where I live right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He want me.
If he could afford to do it, he would probably fly you out there, try to fly you. I know you wouldn't go, but he would try to fly you out there and put you in a hotel.
On a pigeon to another state because he can't afford no plane ticket. I cannot fly by pigeon.
Hey. Oh God.
Now he want me to really write him a love. He want me to write a poem, Zeus, because he wanted to be a love poem.
Oh my God.
He want me to say "Ode to Tiny Tim."
Lord have mercy. Lord.
Ode to Tiny.
Lord have mercy. I mean, this is to me wild. I've never heard anything like this. Yeah.
Ode to Tiny Testicle Tim.
Yeah.
Who does not know if he's or her or him. He comes to the show every day and beats himself when I come his way.
Ooh. Wow.
It's not hard to see
that
Tiny Tank Top Tim wishes his wife was me.
Hey.
There go your poem.
Hey, there you go, W. Takesha. That was a freestyle. That was a freestyle, and you did it, and you connected all the dots. So we can put this thing to bed, Tiny Tank Top, Tim Tom.
You got your poem.
Please stop putting Kiki's name in your mouth, all right? Because
Please.
we don't need this. We don't need this. And again, Takesha, and this is why I say I don't think he has many friends. And this is what he has to do to get people to talk to him. And it's sad in a
And
way.
Zeus, guess what? I just sat up and thought about that while I was saying it. I didn't even write that down. But that ain't the poem I even wrote for him. But he's so unimportant.
Yeah.
And you can write anything about him.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make a poem up while you talking to Zeus.
Yeah. That's crazy,
So
right?
your
It's
poem.
easy.
Don't ask me for it no more.
All right.
Quit being obsessed with me.
Amen.
Tell your wife to give you something to make you feel like a man, because I can't do it.
Amen.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Takesha. W's in the chat for Takesha. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, you can't. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was incredible. I mean, this show today. I gotta admit, this show has been pretty much. Wow, I'm just going to say that I've never had anything like this happen. We have gone from so many different emotions on one show this morning. And again, I want to bring us back to what's really important. We're here to save the country from Donald J. Trump and his legion of demons who are hell-bent on destroying the country. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, W. Rick, obviously, this morning, we can't get them to get in the box and speak on any of these very important issues. Things like what's going on with our economy. Things like the ceasefire with Russia and Ukraine. Did you hear what happened in Russia and Ukraine? It's getting worse. Israel. They won't speak on any of these things. The tariffs, the trade deals, the immigration. They don't want to speak on any of these deals. And so we're now at a point where y'all need therapy? Now they need therapy because the reality is so difficult for them to process. This is some crazy stuff, but you know what? We're going to be committed to doing the great work we're doing, and we're never going to surrender this great country of ours at all. I mean, you guys can be as ridiculous as you want, but I'm not taking my eyes off the prize, all right? So that's a W Zeus, right? That's a W Zeus. I mean, we've heard this morning they got issues with women, they got issues with masculinity, they got issues with you, Takesha, me. They don't want to talk about what's going on with their dear leader for some strange reason. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring up the next panelist. Okay, who do we got right now? Who is this? MAGA Sauce. Good morning.
What's up?
What's up? You're a Trump voter?
Same.
All right. What brings you to the show? Are you ready to actually, have a serious discussion about some things that are going on, or is this jokes?
No, let's talk about the border and immigration.
Oh,
I was
okay.
born in Mexico City, and that's what I hear about.
Okay, so what do you think about that?
So why do you think it's okay for Biden to remove the migrant protection protocols?
What are you talking about?
Biden, when he came into office, he removed Trump's MPP, migrant protection protocols.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he do that?
I don't know. Tell me.
Well, I mean, I can't tell you why he did that, other than maybe not caring about people at the border.
The thing is this. Why do people have questions, MAGA Sauce, and not go and look it up on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. So are you able to look the answer up on the internet and tell us what the answer is?
Well, I know why he did it, but I was asking if you know, since you support him.
This is your question. Just tell me what the answer said when you looked it up. What did the answer say?
Whole thing was to take away the security of the border. So he stopped border wall construction. He ended MPP. He allowed.
That's no. What did the answer you looked up say? I would prefer to do it that way because I don't like it when people interpret information.
Well, you can feel free to look it up. I mean, if you don't like the information I'm giving you, you can fact check it, right? But the fact is, he removed MPP, migrant protection protocols. He also had the highest peak of illegal immigration. Donald Trump on day one secured the border, declared a national emergency, declared cartels a terror organization. Why are you against that?
Well, because I don't like the fact that he's actually sending all this money and wasting it to actually basically make life harder for everyday Americans. There's a food company out, and I believe it's I forget one of the red states. I think it's Missouri or something like that. And these businesses that are processing the meat and stuff, they are now being impacted by these mass deportations. You see, he's sending people like ICE agents to go terrorize everyday Americans, and he's not actually getting the criminals. He's going after men, women, children, and Americans in some cases. And so I just think there should be a better way to deal with this. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just basically allowing people to go around and yank people out of the country and disappear them and send them to the Sudan, send them to Alligator Alcatraz, you know, and stuff like that.
Are you aware that Biden deported more people than Trump?
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying.
Are you aware that Obama had people sleeping on concrete floors with tinfoil blankets?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's wrong with Alligator Alcatraz if they have a bed and pillows, water, AC?
Well, did you
compared to Obama's facilities that they had to sleep on concrete floors with tinfoil blankets?
Yeah,
How is that a concentration camp?
Well, okay, because here's the difference. Didn't they say that Alligator Alcatraz is being shut down for a strange reason? Do you know about that?
I haven't seen that.
And you know, the other thing is, of course you have. And so the other thing is this, like Obama and Joe Biden, they're Democrats, right? Okay, so let's slow it down. If you're okay with Democrats doing anything, why not just vote for Democrats?
I'm not okay with anything the Democrats did.
Oh, but you're using them as an excuse to justify what Trump is doing.
No, I'm comparing them to Trump.
Yeah.
So it's like if you truly cared, I'm showing you that if you truly cared about immigrants, you would have voted for Trump, not for Democrats that did nothing for immigrants.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to make up whatever makes you feel good and not answer my question. If you truly had a problem with somebody being a bad person, right? You can't say, "Well, I'm doing this because that bad person did it." Does that make sense?
I never said that.
Okay, so what I'm basically saying is I don't like it. I don't like it when you use the Democrats as an excuse to justify what Donald Trump is doing. What Donald Trump is,
it's a comparison.
Okay, well, don't do it. Just stick to holding Donald Trump accountable. This is his administration. You know, Obama and Biden, they followed the law when it came to immigration and stuff like that. What we're dealing with right now is this. You know, remember when Trump sent those people to Guantanamo Bay? Remember that? Yeah, when he first got in office, you know what he did?
No, because that Guantanamo Bay is not operational. So
but you remember this? It was a stunt. Is my point.
Who did he send to Guantanamo Bay? He didn't send anyone to Guantanamo Bay.
Okay. So you don't see it happening, and this is why I say I don't really want to engage in this with you because you're not being honest, and that's just what I can pick up. MAGA, you call yourself MAGA sauce? You're not being honest. Let me ask you an honest question, though, and then I'll know everything.
I think you're being dishonest. You just said Trump's not doing it legally. He's obviously doing it legally. He's using expedited removal, something Bill Clinton made, something.
Well, what happened with Albrego Garcia?
He was deported under the Enemies Act.
And what did they find out about the Alien Enemies Act? That Trump wasn't allowed to do that, right? And it was illegal.
No, they never said that.
And you remember when Trump tried to
pull that up, bud.
And remember when Trump tried to say that he was MS-13 and did the photo op? Remember when Trump? Hey. Remember when Trump tried to say he was MS-13 and then he did the Photoshop thing and then he said he'll never come back and you actually said Albrego will never come back and then guess what? Albrego came back. So you're a liar. Huh?
He's getting deported to Uganda now.
Yeah, all right. You believe anything Donald Trump says, and I get it. So MAGA sauce. One last question because I already know you won't be honest.
Elizabeth A. Kessler?
I don't want to talk about that. Let me ask you this.
Are you scared to debate?
No, I just want to ask you one question.
Debate, aren't you? Why did Elizabeth A. Kessler deny him bond if he's not MS-13?
So let me finish asking my question.
Just answer that question. Why would she deny him bond if he's not MS-13?
Can I ask my question, or am I just going to have to get straight to judgment?
This is embarrassing for you.
Yeah, okay.
You don't know enough about this case. Elizabeth A. Kessler denied him bond because he's an MS-13 member. Are you going to run away from the debate?
And I'm going to do this. Now, I'm going to ask you to zip it and answer my question. Why hasn't Donald Trump released the Epstein files?
He did February 27th.
Okay, that's okay. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a MAGA demon right there. I don't got time to argue with people who can't see the truth. You know what that means. Go ahead, straight to hell, MAGA no sauce.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You don't MAGA no sauce. You don't have Riz, and you don't have me in any of these gotcha situations, and you're just lying yourself out into you're lying yourself into circles. It's a trick I've seen MAGA do. And if you believe Donald Trump released the Epstein files, it says everything I need to everything. It says everything, honestly. Because if he really had released those files, he wouldn't be the president, and you know it. All right, let's move it along, ladies and gentlemen. Jeez, wow. Wow, wow. Okay. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Attacking. How are you?
I'm good. I'd like to give you some data and talk about yesterday really quick.
Okay, what do you got?
Well, basically, because listening to a lot of Trump supporters who are talking about what Meredith was talking about, the person being a transgender, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I looked up for the past 10 years, about 4,700 mass shootings occurred, unalivings. 0.1% were done by people in the LGBTQ community. 99% were done by straight white males. Between 4 to 6 shootings happened by somebody within that community.
Mm-hmm.
You had more people in the LGBTQ community who lost their life to a pew being unalive because of who they were.
It's not fake news.
You had, where's that number really quick? 372 transgenders lost their life. So you have 0.1% compared to 99% of the shootings done by straight white males. And yet, instead of the Trump supporters on this app, I mean, I listened to 10 different groups yesterday addressing this issue. Have you ever heard any of the Trump supporters addressing the issues of white
No.
males doing this?
No. They would rather do nasty things like MAGA no sauce, sour sauce,
right?
And try to go after the immigrants and try to call that a victory, but not address the real crime in America, like the fact they voted for a criminal and put him in the White House that actually has ties to Epstein. These are some sick people.
Right, and the thing is they're saying, well, it's the parents' fault because they gave them the medicines to do whatever for their transition and so on and so forth. But again, 99% of all mass shootings were done by straight white males.
Mm-hmm.
4,700. I mean, it's amazing how this issue, they look at whether it's a Democrat, like they did yesterday. Oh, look, it's in a Democrat state. And it's a person in the LGBTQ community, mentally ill. But not the straight white guys. Amazing. And I find it appalling and disgusting that these people would stoop this low instead of addressing the issue in itself. But you know what they say? It's too early to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened. This is what Democrats do. Every time there's a pew-pewing, they always want to talk about gun safety and gun rules.
Oh, really?
But so when do we talk about it? I mean, because if we wait 6 months to talk about it, as soon as we want to talk about it again, there's another pew-pewing.
Mm-hmm.
So when do we talk about it?
Yeah.
When do we talk about the safety?
But you can't talk about it with people who aren't even capable of being honest, right?
Exactly.
And this is the problem with MAGA. You know, they get in here, they're characters, they have no personality, and then you talk to them about facts, and they just, oh no, I'm going to double down on the lie and the misinformation and the disinformation, even though the children are suffering.
Exactly. Let me say one last thing, and then I'll bounce. You can bring somebody else up. In regards to Albrego Garcia, MAGA, whoever your name was.
MAGA no sauce, MAGA weak sauce,
Why
sour
do you guys not listen to the last immigration judge who put a withholding on the deportation? And they said, with his testimony, that he gave them, that he was credible, that he was not part of MS-13. How come you guys always leave that immigration judge out? The last one in October of 2019, who granted him the ability to stay here without being deported, and said that he is not part of MS-13. How come you leave that one out, but you believe you want to talk about the first two immigration judges who denied him asylum, but you don't want to talk about the third judge?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And then it's funny how they pick and choose when to listen to the judges. They won't listen to the judge that said Trump is guilty, right? And they won't listen to the judge that said Trump SAD Jean Carroll, right?
Exactly.
So when they come up here and they want to, I'm so smart, I got this name and I got this date and this and that. Yeah, okay, congratulations, you just played yourself. W attack. You're welcome. Yeah, what we're looking for are honest Trump voters, are people. Well, never mind. I shouldn't have even said that. There's no such thing as an honest Trump voter. All right. Well, what we're looking for is for one of you MAGA demons to be able to actually put some meat on the bone and actually truly be able to defend what your dear leader is doing. And none of you could defend what Donald Trump is doing. None of you. Every single one of you get up here and wait a minute. Hold on. Every single one of you get up here and you do all this Democrat blaming. But when we ask you to provide information and evidence to support it, you don't have it. And so this is what we're doing. We're just exposing you for being what you are, a bunch of liars. Good morning, OHR33. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Zeus. How are you?
All right. You voted for Trump?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad you're being respectful. What were you saying in the chat about the Democrats? I didn't quite understand what you meant, and hopefully you can clarify what you meant.
Well, what I meant is that you Democrats, I seen a lady in the chat, and she wants to blame the situation that happened, the tragedy, on guns.
Pew-pews. No, we got to say pew-pews.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
Pew-pews. But I made a comment that it's not the pew-pew that's the problem. The problem was the gentleman had a mental illness. And that needs to be addressed.
Oh, okay. Do you say that? What do you say about unalivings happening in Chicago?
In what sense?
What do you think? I'm just trying to make sure. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, the pew violence that you see happening in inner cities. What would you say is the issue there?
I think the issue there is the fact that policing.
Oh.
We need police on the streets. Chicago, Labor Day weekend is coming up, and let's make a wager.
So why can't it just be? Why can't it be mental health in Chicago?
I don't think it's a mental health problem because this problem has been prevalent since 2012, even longer than
mankind has always been violent.
Has had gang violence.
Violence has been since humans have been on the planet, animals too. Violence has always been there. Yes or no?
Right, but gang violence.
So why not?
Illness, Zeus.
So why not just
agree on that, right?
Huh?
We can agree that gang violence is not mental illness, correct?
No.
Gang violence is not.
I'm just because
you're saying gang violence is mental illness.
You know why?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but you know why I say that, and I could probably get into some trouble for saying it. But whenever one of these MAGA guys and attacking said typical white guys goes off and does the unimaginable thing, the excuse you hear in the media is always, and it's exactly what you said. Oh, it's mental illness. It's mental illness. But the moment a brother does it, you know what? We got to talk about inner city violence. We got to talk about policing. We got to talk about this and that. Why can't it just be mental illness across the board? Because
I think that's Go ahead.
No, why can't it just be mental illness? And you know what? You sound like a brother. Are you a brother? Are you of the complexion? Okay.
I'm a black
man. And so I got to ask you, when did you start hating yourself and making excuses like that up? Because you don't even act like you're trying to hide it. In my opinion, it's they can have mental health issues, but when it comes to us, we're just inherently bad people.
You're asking a black man why he's hating yourself when the Republican Party was founded by black people.
It was a different party then.
Says who?
Since civil rights, especially, and you can go look that up because the party could flip, but the people don't. They stayed where they're at, so to speak, geographically.
Did you know that
it wasn't like they changed their party and then they moved up north. These people are still down there doing the stuff. What they're doing in the South.
Did you realize that
is the South right now? Is the South blue? Hold on. Is the South blue? Hold on. Is the South blue? Is the South blue right now? What color is it? Is the South blue?
Are you familiar with the term "no true Scotsman"?
You don't want to answer my question.
Are you familiar with that term "no true Scotsman"? You know what that means, right?
What?
That means that you continuously change the subject to be a winner in this conversation.
I just asked you a question. Are you
Right.
familiar? Can you tell? Is the South blue?
We're talking about gangs, right?
Okay, but you brought
gangs are mental illness. I never got a chance to respond to that. Let's go back and respond to that.
Okay, let me say what I need to say. The South isn't blue.
You already said it's
no. No.
Let me go back to answer that question.
Let me clear the air real quick. For everyone in the audience, the South isn't blue, it's red. Okay, so when you want to know where the racism is currently at in 2025, don't go all the way back to Abe Lincoln. Look at where it's at today. All right, and so that's a W Zeus. Now go back to what you were saying.
Why do you invite people up and then constantly talk over them?
Well, it's number one, I'm not talking over you. I'm actually making a point.
Yes, you are. I would try to answer your question.
I'm actually making a point.
And you cut me off.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, when it comes to a gang, those kids join gangs because of broken households, broken families, and they seek the protection of a gang because that's the closest thing they know to a family. That is not a mental illness.
I could say the same thing about the suspect. I could say the same thing about the suspect yesterday. I could say the same thing about the suspect yesterday.
Understood. Let me finish my point. Now, when it comes to the gentleman that shot up, that pew-pewed that church, he was going through major mental illness. He was actually seeing a doctor. That's two totally different things. Violence in Chicago and what happened in Minneapolis are two totally separate issues that has nothing to do with politics per se. But when you ignore the fact that that gentleman was going through a mental illness to say that it's gun violence, then we are missing pew-pew violence. We're missing the entire. We're just missing it, and the situation is definitely going to happen again because we are not addressing the root cause of why that person did what they did. It's about root cause analysis. It's not about, oh, MAGA, you're wrong. Democrats, you're wrong.
Let me see something. You just made me think about something. So let's see. Let's see something. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so according to data from substance abuse, approximately 21% of Black or African American adults in the United States reportedly experiencing any mental illness in the past year. Wow.
Right, but that's on record.
So
that's
ranging from a mild to severe.
Record.
This range is slightly lower than 23.9% reported for non-Hispanics. Okay, for serious mental health. So are you suggesting that none of the situations going on in these inner cities involve mental illness, even though there's figures out there that clearly illustrate Black people experience mental health issues?
I'm pretty sure.
So this is what. So the answer is yes. And I just looked that up. And I just looked that up. I just looked that up.
You asked me a question and then you answered it for me. Do you see how lopsided and upside down that is?
So are you in favor of acknowledging that Black people also have mental health issues? Now we got that on the record, right? And a lot of them don't even get it diagnosed. Hold on. And a lot of it goes undiagnosed because I'm in the community and you know how it goes in the community. So are we at least on the same page that Black people too have mental health issues?
All people do. Zeus.
Okay, so
mental health doesn't have a color.
Okay, so I just taught you something. Now, what gives you the license to determine whether violence that happens is happening because of person having mental health issues or a person is just an inherently bad person? How do you know?
You have to look at the pathology. You have to look at the situation, not what caused the situation, but the root cause analysis behind it.
What's your background? What's your background then?
In terms of?
Yeah, like what is your degree in your profession? Because I would imagine you would be qualified.
I'm a network engineer.
All right. So
network.
Okay. You know, one of the things that bothers me is when you get these so-called Black folks. I usually say so-called Negroes, but it's TikTok, and I won't say that. But you get them coming out of the woods and start speaking. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I'm all of that. I'm that and more. And they get out here
No,
and
you're
they just
stereotyping me, bro.
can I say what I need to say? And they are so reckless when they get out here and make blanket statements that are harmful to the communities that they represent. Because nobody looks at you when they first see you and say that's a Democrat or a Republican. They just see you as a brother, correct?
I represent me, Zeus. I don't represent black people. I don't speak for all black people.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. But you black.
I don't speak for all black people. Zeus, my identity is not.
Can we let me see the camera? Can we just see you on camera? I need to see you.
I'm actually at work, so no, sir.
Just turn on the camera.
No, sir. That's my picture right there. That's my image. You look like an ugly face like that, huh?
Okay, I take your word. Okay, well, listen. I'll say this to you. Whether you want to call yourself black or not, if the National Guard comes in... Hold on.
Speak for all black
I
people.
get it. But I didn't ask you if you spoke for black people. I just asked you, when a person looks at you, would they just be able to say, oh, that's a black person? And the answer is yes. Why are you so ashamed of it?
No, it's not about being ashamed.
You are ashamed to be black. You're sitting on TikTok. Hold on. And you're sitting on TikTok making excuses for the suspect yesterday. Oh, that was mental health. But when it comes to black people, oh, it's crime, it's poverty, the daddy ain't in the house. You got all of this stuff, but you won't even give that same degree of freedom for people of color because you hate yourself. And now you say no, you want my
skin color.
Okay, get it. I just diagnosed you. I just diagnosed you.
You are prejudiced. Zeus.
Okay, so that's a W, Zeus. It's a W, Zeus. I just diagnosed you. I don't actually. I got a lot of love, but you're not listening.
You don't, Zeus. And you see me as a black man, Zeus.
And what are you, a white man?
No, I'm a human being.
Oh, okay. All right. When next time you get pulled over, tell that to the law enforcement when they do that. All right, they drag you out and they stomp you out. All right, just tell I'm a human being. No. All right, see how that goes.
I got pulled over last week, and
I'm pretty sure you did.
In an accident, and I got a ticket.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. Did you tell them you were a human being? Did you tell them you were a human being when you got that ticket?
No, I complied.
Okay. Well, listen.
Yeah, it was it. I don't have to make it more complicated than what it is.
Okay. Well, here's my advice to you, because you're lost. No matter what you think, when I see you and everybody else sees you, we see black, all right? And you got to deal with that. That's your reality. Whether you like that or not, that's how it looks.
That's
all right?
KKK mentality.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And you could create a scenario.
Okay, because the KKK was founded by the Democrats, so you on par.
Yeah, but where are they at now? Remember?
In the room, Zeus.
No, they where you at? And so what? I got to do this, man. It was a nice conversation.
You have a blessed day.
Yeah, you too. But unfortunately, you're a prime candidate for hell. OHR 33. Lord have mercy.
Listen, I'm the right person in your comments call me Uncle Ruckus.
Because you are. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's send them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm looking at the time. Big Zeus has to get up out of here. Wow. Did we cover a lot of territory today? Thank you all. Look, and I got to remove him. He got flagged. The live is getting flagged. This is getting sick. You Trump supporters have nothing to run on. All your lies have been fully exposed. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Now TikTok is saying they've had enough of the blagga demon. This is some sick stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, we have to wrap it up. And I got to get out of here. I want to give all of you in the audience a huge round of applause. You all in the chat did an outstanding job hurting these guys and these gals' feelings this morning, because we're not going to surrender this great country of ours to these folks out here who are just hell-bent on destroying the great country of ours. I mean, I wish I could go on and continue to go on a lot longer, honestly, but I have other things to do. I am so sorry. And one thing we've learned today, MAGA has no answers when it comes to the economy. They have no answers when it comes to, all of the things Donald Trump said he would do, like cut our utility bills in half, cap our credit card interest and stuff like that. The big, beautiful bill, it's polling very lowly. Donald Trump's poll numbers are tanking. And it's just another sign that things aren't getting better in this country under the Trump administration. It's actually getting a lot worse. Oh my gosh, they're twisting my arm. All right, we'll do it this way. We'll do it this way. We'll do it this way. They're twisting my arm, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you two. Let's go. Let's get it out of the way. I normally like to hear from you both. So let's go. What do you got?
Okay, let's start with well, let's just start with your last guess. So whatever his name, 33. So let's start with him. Sir, you need to understand the hypocrisy of coming up and actually claiming mental illness as the issue while voting for the party that has reduced access to mental health since the 1980s. Both in states and in federal governments, Republicans have voted against mental health, period, across the board. Stop with the mental health argument. Y'all have no argument and no ground to stand on with that argument. And for MAGA sauce, well, what he was referring to, the MPP, is what we know as Remain in Mexico. Okay, that's the MPP. Sir, that wasn't shut down just by Biden. That was actually shut down by a report that came from the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, that place. And the reason it was shut down, safety risks. The program was exposed to be vulnerable to asylum seekers and dangerous conditions to violence in Mexican border cities. DHS found that the migrants face threats such as, and we all know the essual word, kidnapping and extortion. It also did away with due process. The program made it nearly impossible for asylum seekers to obtain legal counsel effective present. And in the end result of this, there's a whole bunch of things here, but the end result of this is a Texas right-wing court tried to get it reinstated, and a Missouri right-wing court tried to get it reinstated. And the end result was that of 2022, the case went to the Supreme Court, which ruled in June of 2022 that Biden administration had the authority to end the program. Now, that came from the Supreme Court. The DHS made the report, quit bringing it up. It was unconstitutional. End of story.
And Val, couldn't he have looked this stuff up on his own too?
He could, and then there was one other lie. He said that Trump never sent anybody to Guantanamo Bay. First off, Trump promised to send 30,000 migrants to Guantanamo Bay. He actually sent 500, and those 500 had to be returned by court order. So don't say he didn't send anybody to Guantanamo Bay.
I tried to tell him. But they don't believe me. And and I just said, you can go look this stuff up on your own. We don't got time to go into the details. But listen, Val, because I appreciate Val always coming up here, and you keep up with all of the stuff these folks are saying or what we cover. And you do an awesome job of, summarizing it and calling out the hypocrisy and the lies. So thank you, Val. Val. Nutty, what do you got?
So what's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing good.
How you doing today? So I wanted to, I only requested because of 33. So I have a question for you, Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing this thing now going on 4 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
When I get up on your panel, I don't talk about degrees, I don't talk about things, but I talk
your signal. What's going on, buddy? Nutty, we can barely hear you.
Okay, so let me run outside.
Okay, we'll get
so
it.
I talk about things that I know, and I leave things that I don't know. I leave it to the people who know more than me, right?
Correct.
So Zeus, I have a doctor's degree, but because I have a doctor's degree, does that give me the right to diagnose?
No.
That doesn't give me the right to diagnose. What's interesting what 33 said, and you called it out, you hit that target bullseye. When it comes to people that look like him, you, me, it's gang violence.
Yeah.
But when it comes to any other persuasion, it's mental health.
Yeah.
I am so sick and tired of self-hate.
Talk to him. See you, Dr.
Brother,
TJ.
I know you still
He
listening.
is.
He has so much self-hate within him that he doesn't even recognize the harm that he's perpetrating on his own community. He wanted to get up here and talk about the whole, well, someone else did, but whatever. They're all the same to me.
Yeah.
You want to know what's mental? I'm going to diagnose mental health right now. Do you know what mental health is, Zeus?
What is it?
It's blaga. It's blaga. Anyone who is blaga suffers from mental health. Because when you can sit there and you can give white supremacist talking points that 100% goes against and harm your community, that's a mental illness. That's a mental illness to hate yourself. It's a mental illness to hate the skin that you're in. It's a mental illness that when you see yourself in the mirror, you don't like what you see. That is a mental illness. And you have some reflection. You have some work to do on yourself. Because if you hate the skin that you're in, Mr. Electrical Engineer, then there's a problem. There is a problem. Let's cut the bull. Let's cut the bull and let's call it what it is. What happened in Minnesota yesterday, I don't care if it was from a trans, non-binary, whatever the other adjectives you want to use. I don't care. It happened and it's evil.
Yeah.
And I want to speak on that just a second. There is zero evidence or proof that this person, one, has suffered from a mental illness, two, is part of the LGBTQI community. None. Zero. These are all made up stories at this point. There is no actual evidence that proves any of that at this point.
Val.
And
I want to say this.
It's evil.
I'm reading this because we talked about mental health, Nutty. So around 20% of black people, according to what I'm seeing, have mental health issues. But you know what? Only 15% are actually getting treatment for it. So when you said what you said, Nutty, about Blaga possibly having mental health issues, it's spot on. All right. And I would encourage Blaga to actually go get real professional help. Go sit down and talk to a therapist and talk through the issues, because we hear them crying and complaining about things and they justify that as their reason for voting for Donald Trump. But when you really when you just dive into what's going on, isn't it mostly mental health issues, Nutty? Val, right? That's what it is?
Yeah, most of the time.
You know what, Zeus? I want to speak directly to our community, because there is a stigma in our community that getting help is a bad thing. It makes us weak. It is a stigma in the black community. Listen, my brothers, my sisters, we got to do better. We have to take care of our own mental as well. Talking to someone, seeking professional help, that is not a sign of weakness. That is a sign of strength.
Yep.
I have to, Zeus, on a daily, I still have to deconstruct from that as well, because I've had issues myself. This is a vulnerable moment for me.
Yeah.
Because I've had issues myself saying, maybe I need to speak to somebody about certain things.
Yeah.
But it is not. And I'm saying this out loud because I'm preaching to myself just as much as I'm preaching to the other people in my community.
Yeah.
Seeking help is not a negative. It is a positive. And it will always be a positive. Because you just read the statistic, Zeus.
Yeah.
We are unaliving ourselves because we think talking to someone is inherently bad. It makes us weak. It makes us this, that, and the other. No, my people, listen. It makes us stronger and it saves lives.
Yep. Thank you.
It saves lives.
You're right. And here's the thing, Nutty. People forget anger, hate, and self-awareness are all mental states. They're all mental states. And they can all become mental illnesses.
Thank you. Well, and
I'm gonna get out of here, Zeus.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna get
And I
out of
like
here.
the fact that Val called
I
out.
appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, W Val, W Nutty. All right, listen, you two, we're well past overtime.
Have
But I
fun.
appreciate you hanging out and honestly helping to put a lid on all the things that came up during this show. It's definitely a point we got to continue to do. All right. All
Bye,
right, you two.
everyone.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank
Have
you,
a good day.
everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, this concludes this special broadcast. I hope you all enjoyed it. We did a lot today. We laughed, we cried, we got serious, we kicked some butt, but we did it all in the love of our country, and we sent MAGA right back to hell where they belong. I want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists, because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, engaging, and definitely educational. I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. This goes out to all the Zeus haters, and we don't need to explain why they are the way that they are. Let's just know this. They deserve to go straight to hell. Get them out of here. We did that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. Stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. We are out of here. See you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your morning. 7. Thank you. Lady boss. Let's go. Thank you so much. Yes. Q-Dog, see you, brother. Nice to see you back in action. All right. Hey, Zena. You know, one thing about this show, W-Dab. One thing about this show is we don't shy away from difficult conversations as long as they can be had in a way that's actually, engaging and meaningful. What we don't want to do is just let people come up here and start saying a bunch of talking points. No, we're going to get to the bottom of it, right? And don't think for a split second, if you're talking about issues that involve sex and gender, we're going to deal with that. And if you want to get into them that involve race, we'll get into that too. Because unlike MAGAs, all right, we don't do the talking point things. We bring the facts, all right, and we help other people get free and become free thinkers. And so there's going to be more of that as time comes. Because one thing we also see is that Donald Trump isn't polling that well. All right, his poll numbers are tanking, and that's because of all of you. W. Gavin Newsom, let's go! Hey, W. Rick, Johnny Stern. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Yeah. His disapproval rating is climbing, absolutely. Yeah, because we're not falling for the okie doke anymore. And to Blaga especially, y'all better wake up. Because when this cult ends, you're going to go, where's everybody else at? And it's just going to be you, Blaga, looking like a bunch of plum-dumb fools. Yeah. And you heard it here first. And normally I was nicer, right, Ange? We used to be a lot nicer. All right, but we can't be nice. W-Art. Thank you. Gen Z. W-Gen Z. We used to be a lot nicer. But we can't be nice anymore because guess what? The gloves are off. Thank you. WR. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here. Wow. I mean, look at all the Zeus haters out there. W Heaven. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out. Hope you all enjoyed this show. I will see you all tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus show.